Hello, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
and I, Devin, co-DM a 5th edition game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay!
Hey.
In a world of adventure, a realm of horrors and danger, there is one hero that can save them all, and that is you. Traverse the landscapes of your mind in riveting stories forged by you and your friends as you come together to save the realms from evil clutches of doom. But in order to be successful, every hero must wield mighty weapons, whether they be steel or arcane. And to find those perfect weapons crafted for you, go to dieharddice.com and use the discount code D4DND at checkout for 10% off your purchase. Also,
today might be a little special day. Little fey creature came and told me that may or may not be Rhea's birthday. Hey! Happy birthday, Rhea.
Congratulations on defying the odds. Happy birth.
Yep, hat birth.
Merry
The youngest one here.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the baby.
Now let's hear from our sponsors.
Hello, it's me again, Patrick Logan from D&D Beyond, and once again, D&D Beyond is giving away another player's bundle. Excuse me one second while I look up what is in the player's bundle. I apologize. I was caught with my proverbial pants down. But type hashtag Beyond in the chat right now, and the player's bundle will include the player's handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, Sword Coast Adventurer's Guide, Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, everything you need to be a good player for your own game. And to continue with what we are doing today, I have consulted the expertise of a character, I would say probably the best known character in our game. He has been with us for a long time, and I have consulted his grand expertise to tell you the do's and don'ts of being a good player today. So, hello, I am Robert Edwin Bush, Chiron of Capital, Lord of Industry, Shrubbery, Bob the Bush. You know me from the first of many episodes from which I was purchased by Miliana, then surnamed Gathala. Purchased at a grand extravagance, and have been belayed to a dark corner in the room. I come to you today with the utmost of knowledge of how to enrich your game and yourself. Number one, do keep yourself well hydrated, but keep your players low. You see, the desperation for water will lead them to look for you for guidance. And you can rule your table with an iron fist of capital. Sell your water by the pound or let them wilt and die at your table as so much crabgrass has at my shaking shrubs. Don't expand too far and too fast. While branches firm and well hydrated are strong, they can snap under pressure. So too can your plots that you have written. Hoard your NPCs like precious nitrogen and sprinkle them sparingly around the soil of your story. It's a metaphor for good storytelling, but a true statement for taking care of a bush. Number three, do uplift your own self. Perhaps by mind controlling your owner with psychic powers you do indeed possess, and forcing him to paint you purple in order to entice some strange nobility to buy you at an exorbitant price, fulfilling your capital interests. But be wary, young dungeon masters. Do not sell yourself too soon and too cheap. Maybe the woman you sold yourself to gets her kicked out of her estate, is penniless and broke, in a mansion haunted by ghosts, forcing yourself to share a room with a destructive cat sock, with someone who rarely provides you hydration and water, left to die in a dark corner of your own making. I have been hoisted up by my own roots today, and now Her petulant boyfriend barely provides me with water, and he sings to me, which I find disrespectful. Take my words to heart, young dungeon masters. Robert Edwin Bush, once a lord, a Chiron, business bush, and now just a tilted shrub. Learn from my mistakes. So type hashtag Beyond in the chat right now to win your chance to win a player's handbook. Do it today from all the good people at D&D Beyond.
My next character is going to be a business bush.
A business bush.
Business
All
bush.
business, all bush.
Business bush.
So we're just gonna let that one go. You know what Robert Bush's biggest mistake was?
Robert Edwin Bush.
I'm sorry.
Robert Edwin
Bush's
Bush.
biggest mistake was.
I still have yet to
I'm
find out
so
how
red
it's
right now.
magical.
It was not getting in on the Wilds Beyond the Witchlight box from Beetle and Grimm. Had he gotten behind this, he would have had everything he needed to make his table the most memorable ever. There's encounter cards, there's battle maps, there's regular maps, there's all sorts of amazing things, there's props, there's fizz reps. You can get all of this in either the Platinum Edition or the Silver Edition. They're doing both this time. So you gotta do it. Why not? It's beautiful stuff. Robert Edwin Bush would agree. BeetleandGrims.com.
Hi, I'm Ethan here for Eldritch Foundry. Hi, are you out there, somebody like me, going to themselves, man, I'm into skulls and I like having them. And I like having skulls around me. And if only I could have some place that could make a miniature for my D&D table that also has skulls all around them. I'm sure that there is somebody at our table right now whose birthday it is that loves those skulls and would very much like for more around her. And Eldritch Foundry can do that for you because they just added more skulls to their selection of fantastic options they have to make the best miniature for your table. Why not get yourself a skull at the end of a flail? You know, who's to say whether or not that skull is made of a thicker skull that can withstand or maybe it'll break on the first swing. Who knows? It's your skull on a flail. You can decide the strength of the skull. Maybe you want a skull on fire. Well, they threw one of those too. And maybe you're not even a skull person. I weep for you. But if you're not, they added autumn leaves too. So you can look at the autumn leaves and go, oh, doesn't that smell nice? It smells like autumn, right? Instead of looking at the metal skulls hanging from your flail, swinging at your enemies and set on fire. Check out Eldritch Foundry. You can get a hashtag. You can put in hashtag Eldritch in the chat today for a chance to win your own awesome miniature that could have as many skulls or as few skulls as you want. And if you don't win tonight, no big deal. Put in D4D&D as your code whenever you make a miniature there, and you'll get 15% off all your miniatures. Why not? It's awesome. They're fantastic. Get yourself a skull flail today. Eldritch Foundry!
Well, if there was one thing I wasn't anticipating today, it's Logan's personification of my bush. So that was interesting. But you know what's also interesting? Monster Camp from the makers of Monster Prom, where you can take monsters. I'm sure there's a shrub monster in there somewhere that you can take on a date. So you just have a huge variety of tormented monster souls that you can go on summer camp with if you want to watch RockPunch Play's latest video, Monster Camp. Last time it was Friday the 13th. We're moving along. We're moving away from spooky, scary to spooky, cute, fun. You know, that's the world I like to live in. And I got nothing, y'all. I'm still thinking about how wrong I have done Robert Edwin Bush and the guilt that I feel is truly eating me up inside. I don't think I'll ever recover from this. So You should, though. You should recover from it and watch RockPunch's videos and their stream and follow them on Twitch and on YouTube. And maybe if you want to hear their daily thoughts and updates, you can also follow on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, because Lord knows I definitely don't pay attention to Bob Bush's daily thoughts. I don't think I want to. Also, I thought I brought that scarf with me. I can't believe I left it.
Please don't say you
Did
brought
you?
that scarf with you.
I don't think I did. I think I meant to and forgot it, just like I do in real life.
But this is the kind of energy that I want on my birthday for this stream, is just a lot of Bush talk, you know? Sorry. But if you like what we do and you feel like supporting us and repping us through your day-to-day life, go to d4dnd.com, where you can purchase a wide array of beautiful merchandise that is from the loving hearts and hands of our merch moms. All right. I'm keeping it short today because I can do whatever I want. Also, it's my birthday, so you have to go buy something.
Yeah,
Bye.
it's true. It's law. Wait, why aren't we selling shirts with her face on it?
I'm gonna try to do this real quick so they don't fall over because I'm too busy laughing. You should go and play Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms because it's a fun game. Look, there's a code right over there. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna die. Ah! Go play Idle Champions. It's such a great game. It's such a good game.
Mercer.
Let's go.
We're back.
So, last time on Dimensional Doorway and a Dependable Defender, after trying to help Seisha garner control over the darkness that is corrupting the guiding solar connected to her, the group was met by a familiar face on a stranger. Approaching from the woods was a ranger wearing an owlbear mask. The person greeted them by removing their mask and revealing they looked identically to Penelope Halfpint, one of Akira's closest friends from another plane. However, she seemed to have no recollection of them, nor could recount any of the memories they should share, as if split from another timeline similar to the alternate Avron they met while in Daggerford. This Penelope identified herself as the Warden and asked the group to help her in closing a portal to another plane that had opened in her forest. She tells them she is a Horizon Walker and guards her woods, which is a nexus for planar portals. The group agrees, but as they head off towards the Warden's woods, she stops B, mistaking her for Lokagi, B's grandmother. The group, surprised by this, learns that the Warden spent time with the Veterock tribe 25 years prior, but she had found they had all gone mysteriously missing only 20 years ago.
Before making it to the Warden's house, the group stops in a small town to grab lunch called Mud Creek, where another misplaced sheep is discovered in one of the pig pens. The Warden is greeted warmly by the local populace, and the BFGs head off to her home to rest for the night and get started first thing in the morning. As the Warden warns them, they will need to be fully rested. As they get closer to the Warden's home, they feel the chill of winter pierce through the summer's lands and even cross over ice-crusted glass from the frozen dew leading up to the small cottage just outside the woods.
They spend the night asking the Phoenix a few questions, learning Seisha's solar can be uncorrupted. That is unclear whether any Veteroks still live, and that will take a powerful ritual known as a mythal to permanently protect the Warden's wood. In the morning after, Vinley shows the Warden her necromantic magics with a warm reception in the words, "As long as you aren't hurting anyone, your magic is actually quite beautiful." After morning routines, they all leave and come upon the forest, which is completely become encased in ice and frost in the middle of the Faerunian summer. They carefully enter and encounter a few icy hazards before coming upon a glade where the ground is covered in razor-sharp ice shards and an ice-covered portal pulses blue energy before everything goes foggy.
A harrowing fight ensues as the BFGs protect the Warden from an onslaught of ice creatures from the Frostfell. Together, they use everything to the best of their abilities, fighting more as a cohesive group than ever before. That with tactful magics woven to manipulate the terrain, as well as the creatures that poured from the icy portal, while the melee fighters, aided by V's ancestral spirits of Valhalla, set up to cut them down. The rest worked quickly to aid in closing the portal by dimensioning and siphoning its power before the Warden Ethereal steps into the ethereal plane to sever the final tethers binding the portal to the prime material plane.
After a quick, heartfelt moment between old, familiar faces of the Veteroks, Penelope, and Viomiliana, V learns a little more about her ancestral tribe and the paths that may lie before her. A long, rich history of protecting the world from outer planar threats as a watcher or a walker, if she chooses to walk down them. As the ice melts, the party returns to the Warden's house, where they are thanked with a scroll of forbiddance, as she tells them that up ahead, they will find a valley of dense trees at the base of the Illifarn Mountains, an area cast in constant shadow, as if in perpetual twilight, from the towering mountains and forest trees called the Laughing Hollow. The Warden tells you all she has never been there, but there are rumors of things that dwell in the echoes of an old elvish kingdom and dwarven keeps from many years past. But she has not been there or through there in a very long time. You ask how far it is to the next town, and she says that she hasn't gone beyond there, and even then hasn't gone that far into the Laughing Hollow itself in some time. But if she remembers correctly, that it should be another half-day's journey just beyond the hollow. There is a small town known as Jilkoon, where you learn that Jilkoon is a large farming hamlet with a nice halfling family that runs the tavern, or at least did the last time she was there.
As you settle down for the night of rest, you all are too tired from the harrowing fight where the frozen tundra seemed to sap away all your energy for the day, or perhaps too caught up in revelry of telling and learning stories about each other to ask anything of the Phoenix or the Stone. However, Seisha, something in your mind catches your attention as you drift off to sleep. Huddled around the warmth of all your friends, a misfit group of heroes carving their legacy across the faces of history, saving one place at a time. But during the thing you now start to dwell on in your dreams, the thing you didn't realize during the fight at the time because of all the chaos of the situation, you swear you saw something glowing in your pouch when you were encased in the fog. As you think harder, there was a lot of light bounding off the ice crystals and diffused through the fog, but that was icy blue. In the fog, it wasn't a blue light, but instead a silvery light that permeated out of the edges of the folds of one of your pouches. And there's only one thing that's in that pouch: your mom's journal. And that is where we begin tonight's adventure.
The summer sun pierces through the windows of the small cottage as you all awaken to find the warden is gone. Finley, you know she has gone back out into the woods to assess the damage of the extreme climate changes and to make sure the woods will be healing again. But the rest of you see a small letter written on a table, set aside next to a few more pork belly pot pies set out for breakfast. And if you look in the Zoom chat, you will see the letter. And
Who's
if
gonna
somebody
read
wants
it?
to
I
read it,
volunteer, Akira.
I can do it if nobody else wants to.
Dear BFGs, I cannot thank you enough for helping save my woods. Hopefully, this time the portals will stay closed for at least a few seasons. I am sorry I could not stay, but I must make sure there has not been too much damage done to the woods and its beautiful creatures. Please enjoy these meat pies from Mud Creek before you head onwards along your journey. Or Kira, your Penelope sounds lovely, and I hope you find her again when you return back home. She has an amazing friend that helped me fight off ice and snow when it was obviously uncomfortable to do so. So I know she misses you, and she is lucky to have you. V, I cannot thank you, or perhaps fate enough, for bringing our paths together. Lokagi was a wonderful woman who found me lost in the high forest after crawling my way out of Maladomini. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Your tribe took care of me and helped me make the warden I am today. She helped raise an amazing granddaughter who also might one day walk in her footsteps. I hope you find what you were looking for. Thank you for letting me see her again, both in spirit and in you. For everyone else, again, thank you for helping me close the portal. Thank you for giving me hope for the woods through the knowledge of mythals. Thank you for the stories, the kindness, but most importantly, thank you for giving me friends I can count on. Your friend, the Warden, Penelope Proudfoot.
Excuse me as I ugly cry. Oh my god.
I know!
Very nice.
That was incredibly touching.
That was really sweet.
He's just ugly crying.
Seisha kind of moves off to the side, and I'm going to pull out my mom's journal. And she opens it and looks to see if there's any writing in it.
and the only writing that is in it is in the first pages.
Otherwise, it is still completely blank.
I want to cast Identify on it. I don't think I have identified it.
I don't remember, but you can cast Identify.
Yeah, I'd like to cast Identify.
Okay, and burning.
Are you doing a spell slot? Are you doing
I have
ritual?
to. I don't have ritual.
Okay.
Okay. Are you doing anything special?
She takes out the tome that is her journal, and she opens it up and lays it on her lap. And she takes her mother's book and places it on top, almost inside, and opens it up. And she begins just sort of stroking the pages, tracing her fingers across it very slowly, very lightly. And as she does so, light comes up from her book and sort of washes up and around and down onto the pages of her mother's journal.
And as you do, you hear a whisper in your ear, a story being told, and you learn that this is the Denier Journal of Damara Werstein. That is all.
The Denier? Does that word mean anything to me?
It does. I'm not even going to make you roll religion because you are a paladin of Ogma. Denier is Ogma's scribe.
Ah!
And the symbol of Denier is the one that is imprinted on the front of the leather. It is the candle with the eye.
And she closes her mother's journal and clutches it to her chest and closes her journal and puts it back into her pouch and just kind of sits there for a few minutes, just soaking in, feeling like something happened and there was some sort of connection there, and that somehow connected her to her mother.
I think Vinley's definitely like given her like a sideways glance while she's like interacting with the other people if they're not also looking at Seisha.
I think it'd be hard for me to ignore that considering she had the letter. So,
Yeah.
you know, she
Well,
went
she
off.
set the letter down and moved away before she did.
Oh, okay. Okay. But yeah.
I mean, this is an open floor plan, tiny cottage.
Tiny cottage.
Yeah, there is no privacy, but
no,
she's
there's
still
not.
holding the letter if somebody else wanted to read it or interact with it somehow.
Yeah, but I think since you went away to go do this, I think, yeah, it's obvious Orkira notices, but hasn't said anything yet, and has just kind of gone back to the letter and the meat pies, and is using the meat pies as a distraction against also ugly crying over the letter. Oh, that's a really good breakfast pie.
It smells delicious.
It's really good, yeah. Oh, yesterday was hard. You deserve a meat pie.
Meat pies make everything better.
Definitely gonna have one now.
Yeah.
And then we should probably get going again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we got directions, right?
Let's do it.
Ready, V?
Yeah. I'm ready.
You okay?
Yeah, I guess I'm just still kind of processing everything.
That's fair.
Okay. She picks herself up and starts walking.
We'll head out the door and head on our way.
Is it better outside? Has the weather finally become summer again?
It is definitely a lot warmer.
Okay.
That coldness has gone. It is very humid though, as you step outside from the melting ice and snow, as the 90+ degree summer weather now takes over from the negative 90 that it was.
There is no frost along the ground. The grass is a little wet. And as you look towards the south, where the Warden's Wood is, knowing that somewhere in there, there's a Penelope, the last name Proudfoot, protecting it. And you see a little bit of ice and snow still settled on the branches that is quickly melting, but there's no harsh ice shards or, heavy snowfall. It seems to be mostly gone.
Before we left, Seisha would write a little thank you note and leave it, and she'll put the note from Penelope, if no one else wants it, tucked in her journal.
As the humidity causes V to sweat profusely, she says, I think I preferred the other. They preferred the cold. This is awful.
I'll take the hot any day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, this is way better.
It's easier to put more clothes on in cold weather than it is to take clothes off in hot weather.
Yeah, but also, I've never died from the heat, but I've died from the cold, so this is way better. Yeah.
I guess we'll eat up and then head out.
Okay. As you head out, V rolled it last time, but could somebody please roll a d20?
Oh, I got it. It's my birthday.
Girl should.
Yeah.
So birthday girl, roll it, birthday girl.
19. It was almost a 1.
19. Okay, noted. Thank you.
It spun on the 1 and then rolled to a 19.
It happens.
And I just want everyone to know.
Can I get clarification on something?
Mhm.
Identify is normally a first level spell, and I was reminded, can we upcast it?
You absolutely can.
I will say if you want to, you can, but you've already spent the level 1.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Hmm?
If that's an option, I'm gonna cast it at 3rd level.
Okay.
Okay.
Once again, you run your fingers across the pages, flipping through, hoping that something will jump out at you. And you hear that whisper in your ear again. Someone weaving a story, perhaps Ogma himself, telling you a little bit about your own mother. You know that this is the Delimbyr Journal of Damara Worsting.
You know that it does have some hidden magic within it, but for some reason the identify spell cannot detect what it is.
And then you also learn that the journal has illusory script embedded into its pages.
I would like to attempt to see through illusion and see if I can detect some sort of writing on the page. So that's investigation, right?
That's typically how that works. Yeah, you roll investigation to see through an illusion.
That's a 21.
You look and you can definitely tell that there is some form of illusion on this book, but it is extremely powerful. You cannot pierce the veil that lays upon these pages.
All right, we're going to have to talk about this one now. You've done it twice. Are you okay? Is everything okay?
Yeah. It took a minute for me to remember, when we were in that fight, there was... My mom's journal started glowing. And I didn't have... I'm assuming that we're doing this as we're walking now.
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I didn't have time to check it then, and it didn't fully click, but I figured I'd identify it this morning. And so I cast identification, and it's her journal. And then I had a nagging feeling, like a little bird was telling me, hey, maybe do it again, but put a little more oomph behind the spell. And there's some sort of illusion magic on it. I can't tell what it is, and I can't... There's more magic here, but the identify can't pierce what it is.
Well, what were you doing when it was glowing? What stage of the fight was it? Was it when you were about to die? Was it when you were close to the portal?
I don't... It was just a soft glow emanating from it for most of the battle. When I stepped into the fog, it started. I think it had to do with the fog. But what's weird...
We're in full puzzle mode.
Yeah.
Vinley and Seisha have fully turned and started talking to only each other.
What's strange about it... Okay, remember how I thought my dad had told me Mom was a priestess of Lara?
Right.
She's the Lady of Mists.
And a liar.
Yes.
Mm.
But this book, the symbol here, this is Ogma's scribe.
Oh. Do I know this person?
Go ahead and make a religion check.
From one scribe to another. 11. I don't know that scribe.
Well, 11 is enough to, with what Seisha has said, you know that Ogma has a scribe, and you know the name to be Delimbyr, but that's it.
Okay. That's weird.
When I identified it, it said it was the Delimbyr Journal of Damara Worsting.
There's a lot of things conflicting with that, I feel. And correct me if I'm wrong, Seisha. The creatures that created that fog were ice-born,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
One could call the fog a mist.
Yes.
Perhaps the illusion fades in mist.
Maybe.
Because
Maybe.
contradictions, you can only see the truth through the mist.
Can you make mist?
No.
Oh.
I mean, and she uses prestidigitation to make like a little puff of mist, and then it quickly fades. That's the most I can do. But we'll keep
Maybe
our
if we
eye
come
out.
across somebody who can create fog. I know there's a spell that does that.
You have it coming out of your hair and wings every time you do the angel thing. I could just hold.
I could swing my wings around and try.
Well, I'm sure Voss has
Wait a
mirror.
minute.
What?
Was it while I was in my form, my divine form, that it was glowing, or was it glowing before and after that?
Before and after.
Okay.
Your keen mind would know anytime you were in the fog.
Okay.
It was glowing.
I gotta be in fog.
Well, a lot of snow and ice just got melted. There's probably gonna be some fog. We may have to
If we
wait
come
and look
across
for it.
some, I can check. But
Yeah.
Are
You
we able?
guys-
Are they able to hear? Like, am I able to hear this as well?
oh yeah, yeah. We're not.
I assumed,
not
yeah.
We're not
Yeah.
being
raising our
quiet.
voices at all.
Yeah.
Oh, I assumed
I
we were just talking
assumed
amongst
so.
yourselves. Okay. I can make illusionary fog. Maybe it won't know the difference.
I feel like it would, but it may not be a bad try because it's an illusion.
I can do it real quick. We got all the time in the world. We're out here.
Do you mind?
I don't mind.
If I get some ice and then like go like that, like maybe there'll be steam. Or Kira can do it.
I mean, I can burn off any more ice that we come across. Absolutely.
That would make steamy fog, yeah.
Yeah.
I will use one of my warlock spell things to cast major image, and a big head of Harold will come out of the ground smiling,
Oh,
and he'll go, "I had too much to eat." This fog is, it doesn't burp, he just makes that noise. Like a whole bunch of fog comes pouring out. And Harold,
She just kind of
Foghorn.
slowly turns and looks at Harold, and then slowly looks back at the book and steps into the fog.
I think there's a death glare as Vinley is engulfed in this burp fog of just like, what the?
Why would you?
What level spell slot was that? I know it was your warlock, so it was your highest level spell slot. What
so
was
it'd
that?
be, I guess that'd be 4th level.
4th level? Okay, great.
And how long does it last?
Up to 10 minutes. So there's a 20-foot cube of smoke and a Harold head somewhere in there going, maybe it shouldn't have been taco night.
Get out of here.
Okay.
Oh, there were tacos? I thought they were just the meat pies. Or is that what you call... are tacos actually called meat pies?
Don't ruin the bit.
Oh, sorry.
All right. You step into the illusory mist.
Yes.
Okay. And as you step into it, you can see the book begin to glow.
Ooh.
She opens the book.
Roll under sea is super foggy.
I know, that's the thing I'm worried about. I'm like, how is that gonna work?
Just really close to your face. Just
It's
like
really,
right
really peering.
Here, I'll make a light. It'll make better.
Oh, it's a
Good.
bookmark. I thought there was a bug on my book.
Okay, yeah. I am sending you something via Facebook chat as it is too big to fit in Zoom chat.
Oh,
Hmm.
Oh my god.
We are no longer walking and talking. We are standing and waiting.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Some bandits nearby are looking at this going, I don't know who that giant head was, but I ain't fucking with those
I
guys.
don't. I feel like we should skip this one, boys.
We just scared off the random encounter.
Honestly.
And
Oh wow,
as
yeah,
you-
that's a lot.
Yeah, as you stand in this obfuscation, this fog and mist, everything else fades away from you as you are fully enveloped in this purple haze. And then the silver script begins to fill the pages.
So you have already seen page 1 in the signature, but just below that, the first entry of 620. if you would like to read that out loud for our audience.
Sure. The northern star that guides my light was snuffed in darkness out of sight. I ascended heavens to set things right, but faced the hand to his right. A mother who stood against a knight fell at the power of his might. 7 bloodborn to take her plight, aligned together illume midnight.
That's some cryptic stuff.
Second entry. Dragon Chest is a fascinating game of skill, intelligence, insight, foresight, and sometimes chance and luck. I watched a match today between 2 greatly skilled opponents in Tantras. The sets were beautifully crafted too. You could tell both players who brought their own pieces truly cared for the game. On one side stood polished silver pieces on bases of gold, adjacent to an army of black ebony, all played upon stone tablet that would soon determine their fate. In the end, the man with the ebony pieces won, as the silver and gold player sacrificed every royal piece in an attempt to steal power in every play, leaving behind only the pawns. Perhaps I can one day play as strategically, but sadly that game was lost to the darkness of midnight, but will forever echo in my mind. Third entry. I witnessed the miracle of birth today. It was like watching my end laid out before me in the beginning of another story. It is a very bloody and painful-looking affair. They chose to have a water birth and caused the once clear waters to run red. The wet nurse helped deliver over 20 children, but I do not trust anyone that hides behind such an ominous mask. It is hard to say if they are responsible for the life-giver's demise, but I assume they will live on in the legacy of their spawn. I doubt I should ever succumb to the call of motherhood, although many see me as nurturing already. I know what my future could hold and am now more prepared for when it comes. Fourth entry. I have found a home in a city nearly succumbed to the desert, built upon a shallow bed of rock, keeping it from being swallowed by the sands. The sunrise was beautiful this morning and illuminated the area in a way I have seen few times before, but not in ways such as this. The midday sun gleamed off the center white tower that rose from the city in the sands, the crowning horn that united the worlds. That is, until the sorceress atop the tower washed it all in death and darkness that swept through the city and the surrounding area around it. I saw my end coming, brought on by the actions of others, and chose to find refuge in the ruins of a god. Fifth entry. If you could die just a little bit, which bit would you choose? Would you kill away all your flaws? For there's so many to lose. If you could choose which death to pick, which memory would be your last? Would you want it slow or quick, as you reminisce the past? I shed a tear in shaded mist as the moon blocks out the sun. A pillar of red beats through my chest, and the shadows think they've won. The caw of a crow and ravens cry to make me fall apart, but radiant light flies through the night, bursting through the dark. I tell you this with a little twist of my dagger, the silvered tongue. That we may be held adrift, glamorous fireworks, it is only how it begun. Final entry. Seisha's birthday. I have known true love, but see what fate it brings.
With that, the 10 minutes of the spell fades, the mist fades, and with it, the words disappear. Seisha still clutching the journal in her hands.
Do I recognize any of these places from description?
Make me a history check.
Yep, that's what I figured.
I'd also like to make history check.
Sure.
V, give Seisha a big hug.
18.
Harold will also join V in the big hug.
Or Kira will as well.
Give me a second. D&D Beyond's not up. I'll have to roll this off.
That's fine.
19.
On the die or total?
Total 13 plus 6.
Okay.
You got an 18, Seisha?
Oh, wait,
19.
sorry.
Oh,
Or no, 18. I was 18, yeah.
15. I have plus 2 to history.
Okay.
Got it.
The only place that was mentioned by name and not just through descriptions was Tantras, which is a city on the east coast of the Dragon Reach between the Kalant and Raven's Bluff. It's pretty far away from here. Let's see.
I'll say Voss, there's something familiar about the place described as the desert.
Hmm.
And just
Nothing.
history.
Nothing I can pinpoint though.
Not with a 15.
All right. I keep that to myself then, without any specific place to go by.
It is very obvious that things in here are either written with such poetic word to obfuscate the truth, or what was truly meant. So it makes it a little hard to pull knowledge from what little there is.
I will draw my Rod of the Pack Keeper and use an action to give my spell slot back.
Seisha,
Absolutely.
Seisha, your mom is a beautiful writer. I don't know if I understood half of that, but it was beautiful to listen to.
There was code in it, but she's so talented.
There was code?
Yeah.
Like,
She was her poetry.
Can you decipher it?
With time, I'll have to think about it.
It seems to me like she was out doing a lot and traveling a lot. I don't know. It sounds like she may have been in the same line of work.
When she told my dad she was out looking for proof that Lara was back, when she confessed everything to him. Everybody thinks Lara's dead, but she didn't believe it. That's what she told him. She didn't want to go.
She did 19.
She left because she thought she had to.
Oh, right. Seisha,
Yes.
while thinking about Tantras,
And talking about code and the meanings behind the poetic writing of your mother. The second entry, the one that mentions Tantras in particular, something catches your memory.
you're looking at the army of black ebony and the other silver pieces on
Gold. Silver and gold.
silver and gold. You start to think back of the history you've been learning a lot along your travels, and you think about the time of troubles. And there's a mention somewhere in one of the stories that you read of Tantras where the god Torm and the god Bane faced against each other in the city of Tantras.
Finley. Or Harold. Do you remember the fight between Torm and Bane?
would I know about that? How long ago did that happen?
The time of troubles.
The time of troubles was when in the 1350s, 1360s.
Yeah.
Do I have any idea? I'm assuming no.
No for Harold.
Yeah, I don't think he'd know.
And
Finley,
correct
I
me,
mean,
I was
you're-
alive during that time, right?
you were alive during the time of troubles. You know that is when the gods walked the plane, the prime material plane, as mortals.
It's a scary time.
You can make a history check specifically looking for this moment.
Yep.
It may be difficult.
25.
Okay.
Or
right.
you may be Venley.
There was an artifact that was hidden in the city of Tantras during the time of troubles. Something that Bane, Cyric, and Merkul were looking for. The thing that caused the time of troubles, as one of the tablets of fate was held and protected by Torm.
Oh no.
She was looking for it. Or she was on the trail there.
Tablet of Fate?
Yes.
What's that?
It's an artifact that, and correct me, DMs, if I'm wrong, details the fate of everything.
At layman's terms, that's a great way to describe
That is
it.
a really
Cool.
good one, yeah. It would know.
Feels like we're going to have a lot of Phoenix and Golor questions coming up.
Yeah.
Sisha looks over at Voss.
He's quietly observing all of this, not really saying anything, but seems inscrutable.
And since you rolled a 25, I'll let you know this, Vinley, especially since this would be the thing that stood out to you. Torm, who his followers basically ruled Tantras at that time.
Right.
In order to fight Bane, while Bane was at one of his most powerful peaks, he absorbed thousands of souls of his willingly faithful to strengthen himself in order to make him powerful enough to fight Bane at that time.
I relay that as well because that's very important information. That's what she meant by dragon chess. She was there.
And
Didn't we know about Bane getting killed?
Bane didn't die there. Bane died on an island.
Right.
But he did have an artifact.
Bentley, you're right. She was there. She watched it.
Bane was rumored to die during the time of troubles.
But the way that gods typically die, you know that he's basically dead.
How could she have been there?
She would have to be old.
I'm not Elven.
No, that's not the only way to live a while.
Right. Think about Mert.
Yeah.
And he has diabetes. And high cholesterol.
I thought he said diabetes. Is that how you? Okay.
Yeah, that's how elves say it. Diabetes.
Oh, okay. All right. But yeah, just because she's not Elven, there's a lot of ways. You don't even
you're
have
right.
to.
You're right. I'm just.
That's incredible information, though.
Yeah.
She saw that.
So what's the next step?
We go to the mountains. We've got a task for our friend.
I agree. Nothing has really changed. This
No.
information is wonderful, but our task remains the same.
we're still doing family stuff just for V.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks again
let's-
for joining me on this. I still feel.
I'm excited, V. We're learning things.
Yeah.
We're doing good. We're
And
doing
hey,
really good.
how many times do you get offered to enter a mountain that's the burial ground of something very strange and
Ancient
powerful?
and horrible.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm really scared and worried about what we're gonna find inside the mountain.
Well, that makes sense. Everything we've been told is that there's probably something scary inside the mountain. So,
But
that's kinda-
luckily, we've got the most capable, most talented people we know at dealing with things that we have no idea what they're going to be.
Just don't drink anything that looks black and milky.
You don't really have to tell us that. That's generally a standard fair thing for my life.
How does
Well-
something look both black and milky?
You guys, I mean,
It's kind of silvery black. Go ahead, V. I'm sorry.
it's mostly Osvaldo, actually.
Yeah.
I really don't like that the candle said that he's both dead and alive.
Remember, that just might mean we're not asking the right kind of question.
I just
So-
don't see a middle ground in that being a nice place to be.
Well, hopefully we'll find him and the answer will give us some sort of clue as to what was actually going on with the
I mean,
question.
I mean, even if someone's in a coma, like, they're alive. There's no question about it.
No, but think about it this way. If he left that name behind and has moved on and is still alive but is using a different name that he now considers his name, is Osvaldo still alive?
I didn't consider that.
Or he
I mean,
has
the
a different
Phoenix-
body.
Yeah, the Phoenix tries to be as helpful as possible, but there's only so much you can do with a yes or a no. So,
Okay.
but I do have, when you think it's worth it, I do have locate creature. So
Yeah.
when you think we start getting close, I can start looking for him or anyone.
It's the fact that I keep receiving wishy-washy answers for stuff. Like, I would rather people just be dead or alive.
I would as
And
well.
like, that's just the best. I mean,
But you know,
like
if you
all
knew all
of the Veterox.
Sometimes you can't get the truth the easy way.
sometimes you got to go on a crazy adventure.
I don't want to get my hopes up that anybody is alive at all.
Well,
But I'm worried that there's a state of existence that's somehow worse than being dead.
I think that your imagination is taking it to the worst place it can go because you don't know what to expect. I think
Do you want to know what's between life and death?
a whole lot of pancakes if you're lucky.
Thacia looks at Venley.
These don't
But
have
so-
souls in them.
So all the
But hypothetically, if someone were to do what Okira did and ask if their loved one was still walking the material plane, they would get a yes, because their body is technically still walking the material plane.
So that's the worst case scenario.
I don't think it's that scenario at all, though.
I
Right.
don't either.
I
don't-
don't.
I don't believe it.
Personally, between you and me, I kind of think that after all this time, we've kind of accepted that he's probably gone. And we've had a long time to kind of come to terms with that.
I mean, I accepted it until I got some weirdo wishy-washy answer about how that potentially is a different answer.
Well, the
And
only
then
way
that
to,
worried me more.
well, the only way
I'd
to know
rather
is
he
to
just be
go out
dead.
there. We got to go out there. We got to find out.
Yeah.
At least he's a friend with an unclear answer.
And whatever the answer is, you're not alone. We're here with you.
100%.
Like I'm just about to walk into like a cave of horrors.
I've heard about a tomb of those, but I've never seen the cave. Hopefully, the
Oh.
cave is a little less tomby.
I can tell you the story about it sometime.
I'd rather not. Why don't we
Okay.
just continue and have a good time?
Okay.
All right. So, as you all begin to move on, The camera follows a gust of wind that washes off the rolling green hills and farmlands from the south to find you all traversing the north side of the shining river. A few trout breach the water as a large hawk swoops down and catches one in its talons before flying off into the bright blue summer sky. You all really start to notice the pleasant, fresh smell of nature. The verdant green grass, the wildflowers, the crisp river water, the sharp scent of pine, and the fresh air now that you are far away from the city, farmlands, and livestock.
It's about an hour into your trek upstream. The hills begin to grow and expand. No longer soft grassy knolls, but large hills leading towards the mountains on the horizon. What is everybody doing?
I think since we are now in traveling mode, Orkira's doing her same. She'll pop up, do a little circle, keep a watch out for dangers, come back down.
Yeah.
Seisha is going to make a handheld traveling lunch with the bag of bounty. I'm thinking burritos.
What is a burrito?
I don't know, but
Oh,
I'm
they're
excited to find out.
wonderful.
I love it. Go ahead and roll it.
I will say, Orkira, you do not have advantage on these perception checks because I do not have Savard.
Oh. That is understandable.
Way.
I don't know, maybe the burrito will give me advantage.
Oh, that's the half shot.
Maybe it'll be such an amazing burrito. I'll come down, I'll just be handed a burrito, be like, food on the go, and then go back up.
It's a modest burrito. Somewhere
Okay,
between
so-
modest and comfortable.
Yeah, so
just under
what-
comfortable.
you remember seeing like Mert with his many ventures into just buying up businesses. He opened a small chain called Mertz, where anytime you walk in, they yell, "Welcome to Mertz!" And they make these wrapped up tortillas of rice and beans and any type of protein.
Sometimes co-DMing is real awesome.
And other times you learn about Mertz.
And you got a moderate burrito.
It's good road food.
Are they small burritos or like
no, they are
baby arm
giant
burritos?
Oh, they're Mert burritos.
They're Mert burritos.
Have you
Okay,
seen- have you
good.
seen that?
They're
man?
Mert-ritos.
Merito.
Are we sure this is handheld
Burrito.
food?
The Mert-rito.
Yep.
Okay.
I love it.
Orkira, you do not get advantage. However, one other person can roll, from ground level. If they so
Oh,
wish.
You want to roll perception checks?
Let's do this.
I'm gonna say someone other than Seisha because Seisha is making burritos.
I can do
I'll
it.
roll.
I got 23.
That'll probably cover it.
Aw. My passive is better.
16.
16. Yeah.
Orkira, as you're up, kind of circling, you start to hear words in a nasally, higher-pitched, guttural language that you don't understand, coming up from over the crest of one of the hills that you're kind of flying on.
You
I'll
Flying
stop
over.
chewing on the burrito for a moment and listen. Does it sound like that necromancer that we encountered a while ago?
It does not sound like that. No.
Okay.
I made sure he was dead.
And it's in the direction we're going?
Yes.
All right, I will fly on down, stuffing the rest of the burrito in my face. Oh, that's good. Just up ahead, do you hear that? There's someone talking. I don't recognize what they're saying, but they're really loud, and they kind of sound like that necromancer guy, but I can't make out what they're saying. I don't think it's
The
them.
burrito bandits?
Those aren't real, are they?
They are real. I would steal a burrito. I've done it before, sadly. I'm not a great guy. I've done
You're
some
a-
bad things in the past.
Harold, you're a burrito bandit?
I am a burrito bandit.
What direction
And-
did you say this was coming
Something
from?
new every day.
I've
The
got
now that-
direction we're coming. We're
passive
going to.
20. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Yep. And now that Orkira is pointing it out, boosting your passive perception by giving it advantage, bumping it by 5. Everybody but V hears something as you come around the bend to see a band of 6 goblins blended into the surroundings, armed in wooden armor that looks to be covered in moss and patches of grass to blend into the hillside. They all seem to be rolling, moving, or carrying small boulders out of the way from a large, ancient, caved-in entrance, now mostly grown over from years past. The one that seems to be in charge at first you thought was a small pine tree, as their robes are covered in pine needles and they wear a pointed conical hat that mimics the top of a coniferous fir tree. And you hear, Derblak Rune Talkush, Megan Akman Harmak. Aye.
So V not only doesn't hear or notice any of this, she's just straight up standing in the opposite direction while everybody is facing the correct direction, looking at the goblins.
Orkira's about to go say hi and notices that, and we'll just reach over and tap V on the shoulder and say, hey, hey, hey.
What?
Look.
Oh,
I
sorry. There's a
like-
cool bird.
I would like to split from the rest of the group, go into the forested area, stealth, and see if I can get a bit closer.
Okay. Make a stealth check.
You want me to go talk to him?
Do you speak goblin?
I speak giant. Maybe they know giant.
No.
I mean, giants hate each other.
16.
Okay. Noted. You break away, start venturing, kind of
Oh.
looping, circling around.
There he goes.
Boss got it.
I would also like to pull out the flask that contains the ever-moving mist and put my mask on.
okay,
Well, if we're going to talk to them, we should probably do it quick.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm going to come out with my accordion and play a jaunty tune. Be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" Try to impress them with music such that they don't immediately like, "Oh, human, kill that."
I'm gonna step out with him so he doesn't look alone.
okay.
Okay.
Wise decision.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Well, the goblin dressed like a tree turns around with wide eyes and then instantly furrow with sinister intent as they yell out, pointing a gnarled and burled stick with a bird's skull attached to the top.
Oh, tak! Ayakungar! Nyan Derbolak Rune at Bulag Kurtag!
I'm
Correct nor!
I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, jeez.
Is Gregor a name, or does that sound more like a command?
It doesn't, you know, the power of music, these guys, they don't like music, fuck them. I'm gonna hit them with this accordion.
They said some stuff in Goblin. Nobody speaks Goblin.
That first little bit sounded like a swear to me,
I'm
but
a little offended by that. I'm just saying.
Your passive insight picks up that "Oh Turk" was an expletive.
Yep.
Orkira files that away as a dirty word to use for later, not knowing
Yeah.
exactly what it means, but knowing that she's picked up a new word.
Amazing. All right, Seisha, what'd you get?
2
Great. Voss, what'd you
with
get?
advantage.
24.
Harold.
8.
Vinley.
19.
All right. V.
You're muted, babe.
You're muted.
14.
14. All right. Orkira.
6.
There we go. And all right. Oh, this is good. This is good. This is good.
Oh no.
Voss, you're first.
Sweet.
As you are creeping around, they don't seem to notice you as their attention is on the 3 who came up to draw attention. So you have the element of surprise. There are 5 total goblins on top of or 6 total with the one with the tree and the bird skull. So 6 total.
Okay. Not underestimating the goblin folk, as I seem to be the only one in this group who thought they might have been dangerous. And not understanding goblin. But do I feel like they're about to attack, or do I just feel like they're scared?
What's your passive insight?
16.
16. They're definitely about to attack.
Sweet. Okay. Where am I in the woods in proximity to them?
I'd say you're about 25 feet away from them.
Okay.
And it looks like just so you know, it looks like they're like moving rocks from like what looks to be this like collapsed cave entrance on the side of the mountain, and they're like moving rocks and making piles. And there's like small rocks, medium-sized rocks, larger rocks, and so there's like an organized pile like going on here that they're actually doing something.
I'm so
with.
impressed.
And they at this current time they would have at least half cover from these rocks.
I will keep creeping forward. I assume I am at half speed because I'm stealthing.
Correct.
Okay. And I would like to creep forward along the side because they're far enough together that it's like I'm like, oh, Kira or Harold could fireball these dudes immediately. So we'll keep a small distance away as a justification. Okay. But what I would like to do is use move and bonus to creep forward enough so that I am beside them, but about, we'll say 10 feet off from them.
Okay, you don't have to use your bonus action. You can just use your movement based on how far you are. You can move behind the larger pile of rocks.
Sweet.
Kind of crouch down behind that, and that's behind them so they don't notice you. So you still have your bonus action and your action.
I'm going to hold action until one of these things either tries to attack or until one of them starts to move forward, and at which point I am going to, and tell me if I have enough action economy to do this, unleash the smoke, step through it, and let loose a guttural scream as the mask opens up. I want to feel like death just appeared behind them.
Oh my god.
The V gets scared.
Yeah, I was about to say, I need to make a roll to know if Portia recognizes this one.
I need to make a
that's my move.
A saving throw.
Portia?
Wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, a sanity check.
I heard it too, Ray.
Yeah.
What did I say Portia?
You said Portia,
did.
yeah.
Oh,
The LARPer in you
And,
left out.
Harold, or Kira, and Seisha are the three visible right now, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
So Voss is hidden, and V and Vinley are still just around the corner of the hill. So.
I think Vinley's explaining to V what is happening on the other side of the corner. Like, this is what you missed. This is where we are. Blunt end of your sword, if you prefer.
And
okay.
The pine tree goblin points his stick towards you, Orkira, as he says, "What kind of streets do ghosts haunt? Dead ends!"
I need you to make me a
wisdom
saving throw.
Can I counterspell this?
They're punny.
No. So Orkira spends a moment thinking about this, and then when the goblin answers the joke first, with a 28 on my wisdom save, I look back and I'm like, oh, you didn't even give me a chance to answer the joke. Oh, come on.
And just so everyone knows, it was casting a spell.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
If you want to Arcana it, you can.
I would like to Arcana that.
All right.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
Does anything happen on a save?
No.
I didn't
22.
think so, but yeah.
22.
16.
16 is not enough to get it, I don't think. It is, actually.
Yeah.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Oh, that's one of my
Style.
things.
Okay, style.
How'd you hear about Tasha, Goblin?
I know things.
No, not you, Goblin. Other Goblin.
Oh.
All right,
Hold on.
Dude
Boss,
casted a
thanks.
spell. Yeah,
Yeah.
I go off, smoke goes out, and the smoke appears behind them, and I walk through the mist holding the dagger as I scream like a banshee behind all of them.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check with advantage, because you have the mask on,
Yeah.
the smoke.
Hey, I prepared for this.
They should realize it's
26.
And as all of these other goblins are perched up on these rocks with
Short bows, getting ready to fire arrows,
They all look at each other, look back at you, and just scatter. So any chance of fireballing is completely gone now, but they lose their action and spend it all in movement.
Yep, as they just scatter 60 feet in 6 different directions.
Were they talking to us? Were they talking to somebody else? This keeps happening.
Yeah.
You all see this billowing dark cloud as there is a very ominous figure with a horrifying mask that rips back, and you see these hooks gouged into the eyes and mouths as these bugs seem to swarm all over its face. This skeletal, demonic-looking, fiendish creature dressed in a sinister red cloak. Coat.
Say sure. Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay.
Orkira does kind of the same, but also is slightly more intimidated. Just,
I'm gonna jog over to what they were moving the rocks for to see what was going on here.
Oh,
they're still
combat
here.
though, right?
Oh, they're still there.
They're just scared.
Yeah, they just scattered. So it's Vinley's turn. They're now in 6 various points across the way. 60 feet away.
I'm
Divide and
gonna
conquer.
use my movement to get within 30 feet of hopefully 3 of them. Because some
You
of
can
them
get 30
probably.
feet within 2 of them, but they all scattered, and so they're 60 feet from each other. Like they are.
Some
just,
of them run towards Voss.
No, think of like
Right, but he was behind them.
Like a
Think of it-
wave
think of it as
outwards
half of a
away
clock.
from me. Yeah.
Half
I
of a
assume
clock.
none of them ran towards him.
yeah.
No, they did, but like diagonally. So like away from him, but past him. They're
I'm gonna
goblins. They're
step
not
up and present my ring and say, "Do you know how many goblins I've massacred?" And I'm going to cast Bane on 2 of them.
Okay.
I need charisma saving throws.
I was gonna talk to them in Goblin. Oh well.
That opportunity is
I
gone.
think it has. I just remembered I could do that. Oops.
A 12 and I rolled a 15 on the die, so 14.
Fail. As they fail, this like black smoke tails off of them and then sucks into their head.
Okay.
I just look at them.
V, it's your turn. There's like 6 goblins scattered about. They were about to attack, then they ran in fear.
V's just trying not to step on them. You know, she's like, just sort of looking around, just kind of like, just feels bad. You know, like they're not trying to like bite her ankles or anything, so she's just sort of kind of getting out of their way, honestly, and just kind of waits to see what everyone else does.
okay. You're gonna hold your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold my action.
What are you holding exactly?
I'm gonna hold my sword up on the off chance that something does come to attack me, but my plan is to kind of kick him or hit him with the blunt end.
Got it. So you're
Love it.
non-lethal.
Yeah.
All right. Harold.
I'm gonna cast Major Image, and I want to use my hat to try to help me be
Okay.
intimidating, but we have to guess whether or not
Yeah.
I'm gonna be intimidating or try to make
Yeah.
friends.
I mean, either way will work.
Yeah, you know, I'm good either way, as long as I'm not hurting him.
Harold, roll a d100.
Oh,
Basically going on a high or low.
I'm gonna roll a D100, and I'm going for high. We're feeling like we're gonna
Do it.
good.
Do it.
83.
Yay!
Are intimidating.
Okay, I will cast Major Image, and drilling out of the ground is Harold's head once again, spiraling out and going, "This is a good bit," as it comes out. And then he will look at them and like, "I hate goblins!" And like smoke and fire pouring out of the eyelids and the mouth. It's just awful.
and like it keeps like warping his face around and stuff, and he's just like, oh.
Harold has turned into a wizard. A Wizard of
Wondering
Oz.
how much these poor little goblins can take.
Yeah, guys.
They knew what they were getting in.
I'm just trying to keep them from fighting us. If they fight us,
I know, but
you think Voss is not gonna stab a goblin? He'll stab a goblin.
well, she already blinded 2 of them.
Bane.
Bane, sorry, you baned 2.
They're just worse at doing
Better.
things.
Better.
Yeah.
All right, what's your intimidate?
Oh yeah, let me roll it with advantage thanks to my cool hat that I sold my name for. It's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Roll a 7.
I rolled an 11.
Okay, yeah. All right, noted. Duly noted. Orkira, it's your turn. Station, you're on deck.
Got it.
There's a moment where Orkira is really confused because she was also not underestimating these goblins because she knows that they can be just as deadly as anything else. But this all seems very weird. And do I see the spellcaster?
Yeah.
Okay, how far away are they from Maeve since they've scattered?
We'll say 65 feet.
Okay.
They ran side towards you and then away from you. So they ran
Okay.
Diagonal.
I'll fly my full 50 up to this goblin, although I won't reach them.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole way she's gonna be going, hey, what is going on? Why are you attacking us? And she's gonna spend her action trying to talk to this spellcaster.
They understand our language.
You will be gifts for the master to get more labor through his magics.
No, probably not.
No, who's the master?
I don't know who the master.
Do you just need us to lift these rocks for you? You can lift some rocks.
We can help move the rocks.
I can't lift rocks. I will not be
Okay,
lifting.
well, the rest of us can help. Or some of us can help.
I just don't think you really want to go through with this, but I will kill you if you just keep trying to do stuff.
Do you want us to help move the rocks?
And you see just fear grip this creature as it just holds a stick out towards this massive head, ready to do something, but it's not its turn.
Yeah.
It's chill. We
Orkira,
can
you have an
chill.
action. That was it's free action to talk if you wanted to.
Do I get the sense that these things are still they're fleeing from smoke, but they're still going to try to attack?
Your passive insight picks up that once the giant head goes, most of them are just gonna flee.
Okay.
They're gonna run away.
In that case, I'm gonna hold my action. And if jeez, I'm gonna hold my action, and if one of them decides to attack us, I will burning hands them. So I just light up my hand in prep, and I'm just waiting. I'm like, you should probably just run at this point, okay?
Okay, Seisha.
Seisha is just gonna kind of look around at everything and just shrug and move over to the cave entrance and start moving rocks.
Okay.
And now the goblins are just really confused.
All right, yeah.
I will tell you this. This cave-in, again, centuries old, overgrown, dirt has been just compacted into it through the years and years of weather of dirt being just mud seeping in. You know that there's an entrance here. You also know it would take weeks to
as she's moving the rocks, she's gonna look at the one with the staff and be like, so who's your master?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
Is this my fault? Is it the bit? I'm sorry, it's a good one. A wise man once said there's no such thing as a bad bit.
Harold, you're the one who said that.
I'm the wisest man I know.
I'm
And
not
modest
arguing.
too.
At disadvantage, that's a dirty 20.
Wow.
I rolled a 13.
Oh my god.
No one
It's
says no to
persuasive?
Seisha.
Seisha's very persuasive.
And it says,
Kill the great head and the demon! For the master, the great Keldor Hafgar!
Does that name ring a bell?
"Oh yeah, you met him."
Yesterday,
2
day
days
before
ago.
Oh, it was the
yesterday.
necromancer!
Oh,
He's
Oh,
dead.
these guys are
Guy.
dead.
He's dead.
These guys are dead. He just said that name. Oh,
Yeah.
these guys are dead.
Thanks.
They're not getting a Bane next round.
Wait, so
Alright.
we're murdering them?
Oh, yes.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
we
that's what I
are.
thought. Just want to make sure. All right, because I feel like if I do one big swing, I can get like 5 of them.
If they were clustered, maybe, but then
Yeah, like bowling. you know?
Voss,
One
it's
of them
your
to
turn.
beat the rest to death with.
Yeah, just pick one up and go. "Ah!"
Okay. So they've all scattered off. The one with the.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
all scattered.
so all scattered off. I have 80 feet of movement. I'm assuming I can get to one of them that went diagonal, correct?
Yeah.
I bum rush it. I take it down.
All right, roll the hit.
we'll see if you do.
Yeah. See if you can take down a goblin.
That's low for me. It's 16.
Oh, you almost missed.
Wow. Wow.
That
That'd
would've
been
been
magical.
So embarrassing for you.
Yeah.
I watched me miss on both.
That
hits.
goblin like dances by you in his fucking like pine tree outfit, and it's like, you're a sap.
He ain't-
Come for me.
Did you
that
say
ain't coming from the demons.
You hit him.
And this one's running away, not even looking at you. It's Turk.
That's 34 points of damage.
You kill it 4 times over.
Oh,
Sometimes the DMs just give you fodder, and they're like, yeah, sure, blow them up.
That's my turn. I'll
Yeah,
check its
like,
corpse for anything valuable
you-
when we're done.
These were the richest goblins.
I gotta mug this goblin.
Have you ever
real
seen that,
quick, guys.
that old
Mug the goblin.
movie with Billy Zane where he plays like the evil guy? Like you go to stab and you punch through its head and you try to pull your arm out and you just end up ripping its head off, and now its head is stuck to your arm and you're trying to like get it off.
But it's still
Oh
super
my
intimidating.
God. Harold's just like, oh, that was excessive, even for you. And the head is like, wow, man, that's a lot.
Oh, I didn't mean to, but it's what happened.
That's my turn. I got a new buckler.
You also got you a hilt.
Yeah,
It's,
there you go.
It's now the spellcaster's turn. Looks at the hold on. Yep, looks at the head.
And it will say,
The inventor of the umbrella was just going to call it the Brella, but he hesitated at the patent office.
Bella.
Nothing happens because the head can't take spells. It's an
Harold,
illusion.
make it laugh. Give him this
So-
one. He's about to
You
die.
all
dude.
can understand these goblins.
this one's speaking common. The
Oh,
rest
shit.
are only speaking goblin.
Yep.
I see. Okay, in that
The
case,
head will be like,
these cracking up. This is hilarious.
Yeah, I know.
that's
Seisha
a good
applauded.
one.
Like, I really want to encourage these goblins, but then I'm just gonna murder them, so I feel kind of bad.
Oh my god, umbrella.
Right? It's kind of like the coffin story.
Yeah.
so
Oh my god.
confused.
Still one of my favorites.
Anyways, okay. That's its turn. The 4 other goblins run away, use their action to flee, use their bonus action to dash. Well, they can't. They can only just get your hide. They just go. They're gone.
Yeah, why would
If any of them are around somebody, they'll use their bonus action to disengage with nimble escape. and they're running away. They're running towards the way y'all are going. They're going that way, but they are just gone. Like 60 feet, all of them are just gone.
Well, 60 feet on the first, another 60 feet now, so they're 120.
30 on the first, 30 on the second.
I'll look at the spellcaster and be like, you should tell them that necromancer we killed that guy.
Oh, just wait for my turn.
That's just, this whole thing seems really excessive. Way over the top.
You probably shouldn't be doing things for that necromancer anymore.
I mean, look at this guy. He lost his head. Yeah. What is wrong with you?
So they're 120 feet away now because they have fled
both turns
now, but they're gone. The spellcaster has stayed behind as he's like screaming something in Goblin, like shaking his, your passive insight, can pick up, something along the lines of, "You cowards, stay and fight." But it's in Goblin.
Your boss is dead, right? Like, you shouldn't be doing things for a necromancer anyway.
This whole thing's so excessive.
The great Kaldar Halfgar can never die, for he is already dead!
Is it my turn?
You know what? Technically, that is right, yeah.
Yeah. It's your turn, Vinley.
I'm gonna walk up to the caster, like right into melee with him. And I'm gonna reach into my bag, pull out a crown and a staff. And I'm going to hold them out and say, "We have slain your master, and you are set free. The rest are cowards. You should be rewarded for your bravery."
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
Welcome,
Everyone.
everyone.
Bravery is what brings us together.
8
today.
8?
Yeah, I
That's
rolled an
with
8 and a
advantage?
4.
Oh.
Ouch.
Otherwise, you die. So here you go. Here's a gift.
We'll just take it off your corpse.
Very hesitantly, not like just reaches out, very untrusting as it still holds the staff towards you.
Takes the crown, doesn't take the rod, just leaves that because he seems to have his own. Puts the crown on.
I am the master now! Behold my power!
And he starts running.
Was that an action?
Well, I mean, he looks like he's going to
He
run.
just left melee range with you.
I can't punch him in the back of the head.
Not his turn.
It's not his
Looks
turn.
like he's about to turn and run.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But was that my action? Yes.
No, that is interacting with an object. So that's free action.
I'd say your bonus action
Bonus,
to try and persuade.
Cool. As he's like turning to run, I'm gonna shoot him in the head with
Oh my
wand magic
God.
missiles.
Oh.
Ah! What's up, Vaselina?
Damn.
He died happy.
So is anybody else doing anything before we get to the inevitable death?
Yeah, doing
No.
what he loved.
Actually, yes. If I get a chance, I'd like to.
That might not actually kill him.
Yeah.
It's technically V's turn.
Hi.
Well, how much damage?
10 points of force damage.
And that was on who?
The only guy here.
Yeah.
Oh, right,
The
all the goblins
spellcaster,
left.
yeah.
I'm sorry, in my mind they were still scattered.
Yeah, turns to literally turns to run, just magic missiles through the eyes, and he just collapses to the ground.
Okay, I
there's
was kidding about taking it off his corpse.
Bentley, I will say that there is a shudder in the air that you get when you feel an undead presence around, as the body twitches just for a second.
Oh god, you gave him the crown!
Hold on. Does the
But it wasn't magical.
does your Reaper soul reaping thing happen with magic missiles?
No, I didn't cast it, so it doesn't happen.
Okay.
So the soul is its own. I should have casted it. Damn.
Duly noted.
Whatever is wrong with you is no small thing.
All right, does anybody do anything? We're out of initiative unless anybody does anything to the fleeing goblins.
What the fuck is all
No.
this?
I feel bad for them. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let them go.
They're fine.
If I feel the threat has passed, I will take my kill.
The
Does he
threat
have
has
anything
definitely
on him?
passed. They are
Does he have any usage?
100% running away from this fight.
I peel the head from my arm, wipe the blood, viscera, and brain from it, and then would like to search this corpse for anything remotely useful.
That
Maybe
is
he
really
tries really
gross.
hard to not vomit and is just sort of like,
This is very gross. Everything we did was excessive.
I
We
take
have
back
to-
the crown and put his corpse. Would you like to lay this corpse to rest, Okira, or can I take
I
it?
did not do that.
What a loaded question that is.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking me. My answer is always going to be I should probably lay the corpses to rest. So
Okay,
and she
that's fair.
the hand that has been on fire waiting for something to attack her will now go and start incinerating the corpses and giving them a proper burial.
I will say, as it went to run away, you heard it say,
What do you call a fey wild carriage that runs on the power of leaves?
And then as it explodes with the
Pinecone.
magic missiles,
An autumn mobile.
why did I say pine cone?
I don't know.
Oh,
Why
that
are they
one was
telling-
good.
You sort of deserved this. Your life was needed in this moment.
all right, Head, you've
That
seen
was good.
Get out of here. You're searching over this corpse, and
Yeah.
you pull the pine needles away, which was its elaborate ruse and hiding in the terrain that it is. But you see a conical hat that almost seems jester-ish, and all of its clothes, made of soft leathers, have been painted in like purplish maroons and
Pinks.
and you find a set of bells in a pocket, and there
Oh
was
god, we killed the funny man.
Weird. No, I assume they were all dressed like this. I'll take the bells just in case there's any sort of magical implement to them, but I bring the corpse back to camp, having been stripped of it, throw it down and say, does anyone recognize the markings on this?
That's a lot of pink.
What is that a roll?
history or arcana.
Same,
Do
but I have better with.
history. Do you want to do
That's a-
arcana and I'll do history?
Yeah.
Or Kira continues. That is a lot of pink.
Yeah.
23 on history.
Iconic. 19 on Arcana.
I look towards Harold because this looks like something he might know,
Yeah.
like a bard thing. I have no idea.
Oh, you're gonna look at him. You're gonna look at him and show him the pink cloak.
No, it's fine. Of course it makes sense. Yeah, no, I don't know what that is.
Harold, we can see your mouth moving for both parts.
Yeah.
My mouth actually doesn't move for the second part. Look at this.
I'm a
Harold?
giant head.
Harold, you were the second part. The head spoke first.
I know how the bit works. I'm doing the bit. It's my bit. It's a good bit. Why stop questioning? This is the second head out of the ground, and this one's even better than the first one. Oh,
No,
running out of time.
not.
No, as he's toilet flushes down into the ground and like, do you hear that guy? It was weird.
Harold, the first one gave me hope. It's the best head ever.
Oh.
He's gonna look down.
What numbers did we get for history and or arcana?
Yeah.
23 for history.
19 for Arcana.
Okay. 23.
For once.
You would know in the history when Maglubiet conquered the goblins.
Mhm.
He intended to leave only Kurg Gor Bayak alive as a harsh overseer who would keep the goblins under heel. But the goblins' pantheon included a trickster deity who was determined to get the last laugh. Although its essence was shattered by Maglubiet, this trickster god survives in the splinters from a possessing spirit that arises when goblinoids form a host, causing disorder in the ranks unless it is appeased. The 19, pulling from that spirit, as spirits are kind of your thing, the goblinoids that are hosts, there's a chance that This thing, the spirit, is actually called a nilbog, a creature of chaos that most other goblins fear, and they choose hosts that are other goblinoids and can possess them. And they typically choose ones that are beaten down by their oppressors, their masters and stuff like that. But the possession turns the goblin into a wisecracking, impish creature, fearless of reprisal.
I
convey the bit about Magoobliet, the god of the goblins. For those who know, I love Magoobliet.
I conveyed the possessing Nilbog. And then there's just a dumbstruck face on Vinley's face as she considers the implications of what might have happened if she had cast a spell at this goblin.
Seisha and Orkira, you both hear faint laughter echoing out across the hills in such a way that it feels like the hills themselves are rolling with laughter. You can't tell where it's coming from, as the echoes make it impossible to pinpoint. But you kind of hear that echoing at the tail end of Automobile.
I wonder if one of the goblins that fled thought that was really funny. You hear that?
Heard that too?
Yeah.
Heard what?
Laughing.
Yeah, I think one of the ones that ran away just thought that was a really funny joke, I guess. I wouldn't be laughing about, my friends getting killed, but I guess it was a good joke.
Maybe it was the trickster.
Or it was a Nilbog.
Or a Nilbog.
Okay.
Well, that's a problem for another adventuring party that we don't have time for.
I have a question.
For me, for her, for
everybody.
that.
I'm really torn.
Okay.
So, I really want to know what's behind this cave. And I could cast Clairvoyance and see inside. But that would also mean I couldn't revivify anyone for the rest of the day.
I'm going to go ahead and say no. Just purely based off strategy. But my greed is telling me yes.
I'm gonna make an educated guess and say whatever they were doing here was not worthwhile.
No, because they were serving the guy who has the blood.
Yeah, but that guy was also doing pretty nasty stuff that wasn't worthwhile, so probably whatever he ordered them to do.
But whatever's in here is tied to them.
Potentially.
Okay.
All right.
Vinley, I tend to agree with you, but in this case, Seisha, if you don't do this, are you going to be as bothered about this as you were about the sheep?
That's a fair point.
I don't know that anything could bother me as much as the sheep did.
Group vote. Who wants to investigate the cave? Raise your hand.
Oh, it'll take us a week to get into that sucker. That's why I'm saying the Clairvoyance spell.
Well, if the wall's
our
that
options,
thick.
and that was what we're asking on.
Let's do the Clairvoyance spell.
Hands up if you.
If it's gonna be Clairvoyance and pretty quick, yeah, sure. Take a look.
That's 3. Harold. All right, 4. Go ahead.
It's gonna take about 10 minutes.
So go ahead and while Seisha, if Seisha's casting that, go ahead and I'd say whoever wants to roll it, just give me an intelligence check. I don't care who does it. Just anybody who wants to do it, give me an intelligence check.
Anyway.
Oh, it's only a 12.
So sad.
With a 12, that's enough. I'll give it to you. So as Seisha starts to cast, you start to kind of look over this pile of rocks and this entrance, and there's no rhyme or reason to there are rocks that you can see on the entranceway that would be, if removed, would make things a lot easier. And as you look over, it's almost as if the goblins are pulling specific rocks and don't give two shits about what's in this entrance. You actually see other areas around this cave-in that have larger boulders kind of pulled out and made into larger piles, as on top of in the entrance.
Oh God, they were doing busy work.
Do I notice anything special about these very specific rocks? Oh, they're debating.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming we don't see any catapults anywhere, so.
I thought you were
Spending
about
a
to
lot
say
of time on
ketamine.
these.
I was like, or Kira, where would we find ketamine?
That is a different kind of stream.
There's nothing, I mean, other than just like you see the various piles of sizes of rocks.
I will turn and point this out to Seisha and say, I don't think they were actually trying to get into a cave in particular. They were just maybe going for ammunition for...
Call it the seeker in me, I gotta know. Because once I start casting the spell, it's expended, right?
Yep.
Oh.
So 10 minutes goes by.
I will set up an ambush point somewhere along behind us just in case something comes by. So stealth.
Okay. Got it.
I want to feed, while Orkira's not looking, I know she's always looking, but I want to kind of break off like a couple toes of the charred goblin and just kind of toss it into the portable hole.
Okay.
So Cujo and his new friend will have a snack and they don't have to
Actually,
fight.
kind of sweet.
Okay.
They
Seisha,
don't have
what
to
does
caring
your
mother.
Thank you.
what does your clairvoyance look like?
As she completes the casting, this her face, this golden light kind of forms off her face into an orb, and it shoots forward, and after about 3 seconds of moving forward, it vanishes, and it will appear in the spot inside the cave.
Okay.
What's the range of the spell?
1 mile.
And
Jesus.
as you cast this invisible eye, it grants you knowledge of what lies beyond. Were they just gathering rocks for ammunition or some other purpose? Was it just busy work? Or were they actually trying to go further into this large hill, nearly a mountain, to see what lies beyond? And as you keep going past the rock in the dirt, you find a cave.
With a giant glowing vial of blood.
And
We're going in!
but what's strange about this cave is that it doesn't look natural. It definitely looks hewn, very well crafted and carved from the stone rock below the earth that covers it. As you go further in, you find multiple, countless hallways leading into a maze mine that warps through all of the stone here, and you can see large sections carved out where fine metals and stones probably were stolen from the earth. But it is just a labyrinth of hallways beneath these hills. And you think back and remember that the Warden told you that this area was once home to dwarves and once home to elves.
It's a mine. Probably dwarven, judging by the impressive rock work.
No, I wouldn't say impressive. It's very symmetrical.
On the inside, it is magnificent, but it's a maze. It's like a labyrinth in there. It's like it had to have been dwarven for anybody to be able to tell their way around in there.
So it's probably a safe bet to say we don't have the time to stick around here.
Yeah, I'm okay with going on. Yeah.
Seisha, I will also say one of the times you turned a corner, you saw movement. You paused just for a second to see what still could be lurking in the halls. Is it undead? Is it some creature that has burrowed its way into the earth? And you see this thing that looks like it has a carapace with a round body and almost like a pill bug, a roly-poly.
Oh no.
And it has these antennae with these like feathery extensions that kind of just move across the rock. And you see a lot of the thin ore that's woven into this stonework just begins to rust away.
Nope, we're moving on. We're moving. We're leaving right now. Get out of here. And Seisha just starts marching.
What'd you
What?
say?
What? Is it
What's
dragon?
going on?
I like my armor and my weapons. My
Okay.
shield.
I like them too. They're nice.
Yeah.
Rust monster.
Let's go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
monster.
Okay.
Okay.
How close are we to
That was
where
a
we need
really
to
good
go?
way to get us to leave.
And now Orkira is going to ask a dangerous question. How close are we to where we need to go to look for some of the Gathala mines?
Days,
Okay,
We're
all right.
Still ways off.
weeks, maybe.
We were a couple days away from the next
Probably weeks.
tavern.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well, wait. Let me see. Getting my
Mhm.
bearings.
You have a map. Okay, there it is.
Or Kira, could you fly me up real quick?
Yeah. I take her hand and up we go. Oh yeah, she's looking at the map. I'll like scoop her up from under her shoulders, you know, so that she can get a good look out and go up just high enough.
V, can I have the map?
Oh, yeah, sure. She pulls
Thanks.
it out and hands it to Seisha.
Okay. Now that I have it, fly up. Rough estimation, travel time, keen mind.
Remembering everything that you've talked about with Renair, everything you've talked about along the ways, kind of judging the distance in between the towns, knowing that they're about 2 to 3 days apart before you even get into this massive forest that you can't even see on the horizon. It's so far away. And the mountains that lie within the heart of that forest.
I'd say well over a 10-day away.
Somewhere
At
between
the minimum.
Yeah, somewhere between a 10-day and 2 10-day.
Okay, thank you, Orkira. Let's head back down. It's gonna be, once we land, it'll be about 1 to 2 10-day. Thanks, Orkira. And she'll give that back to V.
Okay, that's good. I just wanted to make sure that like that wasn't part of a bigger cave system and we were already there.
Goodness.
Okay.
All right. You guys make your way on.
Yep.
Okay.
Onwards and upwards.
All right. About 6 hours into your day. So you've been traveling for 6 hours. You have not come upon any more goblins or anything like that. You come to the edge of a vast forest nestled into the deep valley at the base of the mountains to the north. There's a strange feeling here, but not one of foreboding doom or untold horrors, but instead a feeling of wonder and mystery lost through time. The elevation seems to dip down into the valley as you look across out towards a deep forest, but something else stands out to you as you notice what looks to be a short sword buried almost completely down to the hilt into the side of a tree.
Don't like that.
I know I can't, but I want to. Can someone pull it out?
I'll walk over and try.
Okay.
Oh,
Right, here, walk up, you grab, you pull.
Yep.
Okay, as you pull, there is...
You hear the blade kind of just slips out from the trees. You see a shard of it still stuck within as you're holding now a broken blade about the size of a dagger, and you hear a snap happen, and as you look up,
you see 2 buckets dump, one covering you with honey, the other covering you in feathers.
I think we have a nilbog on the loose.
And Orkira and Seisha, you both hear laughter coming from somewhere.
We definitely have a nilbog on the loose.
Oh, that smells like really good honey, though. At least you use like nice, high quality honey.
Seisha walks over and like runs her finger down the side of Harold's face.
Oh, ew, you don't know where that's been?
I do, and she made a mistake.
And you all look as Harold is just covered in white and brown feathers, and just
That's actually really tasty, honey.
And you actually see, as you get closer, you can actually see there are tufts of wool also within this.
Oh no, the sheep are here.
Does any of the wool have honey mustard or sriracha on it?
Make a perception check.
Harold.
Yes.
Oh, for the prestidigitation. Is that what we're doing?
13?
Yes.
13. You don't see any. However, as you're tasting this honey, it's very strong, it's sweet, tastes very fresh. And then there's a sweet that kind of goes into a tang that doesn't really taste like honey.
No.
Mustard.
What?
Sheep.
Oh.
I would like to be clean now, if it's possible. And I know that it is. So fix me.
Harold says it, feathers fluff a bit up and stuck to the top of the hat. You actually watch as the hat morphs into a chicken head.
Oh.
Harold,
A little
can't.
acorn at the top.
Harold, you look positively foul.
stop ruffling your feathers.
I think the Nilbog is spreading.
And then there is another laughter that's a little bit louder.
Everybody hears it.
Is he close?
It is hard to pinpoint as the echoes seem like it is emanating from the woods itself, but it is loud enough this time for everyone to hear.
Yeah,
May I
and it
try?
is. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Gotcha.
I will
Honestly,
clean,
boss, even if I knew where it was, I wouldn't tell you.
I will clean Harold.
Thank you.
Except for specifically his face.
It's hard to pinpoint, hard to tell.
Damn.
I will say that the laughter is deeper than that of a goblin laugh.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yes, like deep diaphragm, boisterous. Yeah, almost like that.
It's Sansa, sorry.
Harold, you do not, or Ethan more so. Ethan, you have a magical dagger for the next hour.
Okay.
But Harold does not know that.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Another magical dagger, a different magical dagger.
Yep. And the reason why I say that is because this seems like a great point to take a break right before we head into the Laughing Hollow.
Yep.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Laughing Hollow berries.
Thank you all so much for joining us for this first half. If you have not done so already, please enter #Beyond, #Eldritch into the chat for your chance to win a player's bundle from D&D Beyond and an Eldritch Foundry miniature. We will be back in about 15 to 20 minutes. And we're back. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all. We had a fun first half of emotional history, backstory coming out for Seisha, some quirky goblins, and a sword prank.
I'll talk to possibly a Nilbog or the Laughing Hollow itself.
Whatever it was, it was sweet.
Where does
like it.
yes, sweet and foul.
It honey and feathered Harold.
But he is now prestidigitated and has a broken
Except his
short
face.
sword.
Yeah, except his face, which is still covered in feathers, and the hat is still like a, the chicken head beanie type.
I'm
Amazing.
slowly teaching him to deal with fey creatures. He wasn't that specific, so I did what he asked, but not entirely.
Well, if we're gonna be stalked by someone who's gonna be doing pranks, at least they're relatively harmless and kind of sweet.
They're very sweet. It's honey. Can someone get this off my face, please?
It's good for the skin.
Seisha takes another swipe at his face.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that.
There's feathers in that. I'm going to assume wild animal feathers in that.
Worth it.
I'd like to pull
Alright.
off a feather. Or Kira wants to know, could she tell what kind of animal the feather came from?
Make a nature check.
Yeah, I'll try.
Make a chicken check.
Make a nature check.
Chicken checks are important.
She's hung.
Just
You know what?
campaign.
She's got Penelope on her mind, and so she's thinking a lot about nature. So 14.
All right, that's they are chicken feathers and geese feathers.
Oh, geese. Chicken and geese. Chickens are fine. Geese.
And there is wool from sheep as well.
Sheep.
Geese.
Sheep.
This
How
was
clean is
clearly
space?
very important to all of you. Let's
I guess.
proceed further.
Thank
So-
goodness you're here to keep us on track, Thus.
Yeah. I will keep a constant lookout for traps as we progress through this idiot forest.
That was going to be my question. Is that a thing with the forest, or is that a thing with the goblin, or
I
is
think
that
it's an bug.
is it both?
Could be.
Could be both, could be neither, could be one or the other.
You just
Okay,
want to
so-
make a general perception check?
Yeah, you can give me a perception check just
Sweet.
to have it. Using an active perception instead of your passive.
Can I help
Doesn't
him?
help.
So
I'd appreciate it.
Sure, you can roll with advantage.
Sweet.
Here helps you
I'm
keep
like-
an eye out.
yeah,
Well,
I'm-
I'll take
I
the
would
eye
be
of those two.
worried about more dangerous traps.
Not great. 19.
Duly noted.
So there's nothing in the history of this forest that, like, it's the you said it was the Laughing Forest? What was the name of this forest again?
Giggly Forest?
I believe it's the Laughing Wood.
The Laughing
That's
Hollow.
It's not even clever.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Harold. The Laughing Hollow.
Yes. It's very funny so far. Loving it.
Tee. Could be worse, Harold. It could have been tar.
Yeah.
Well, let's not go giving whoever's laughing out there any ideas.
Well, no, that
Please
would
don't
be
use
funny.
tar. That would be less funny. This is at least
Exactly.
it'd
That's
be
why
funny.
they used honey.
It would have been really funny if it happened to somebody else. Like, oh man, one of y'all, God, I'd be crying.
Honey's funny.
Is it? Because I have a whole jar that I can make. I think I can do honey with this.
Oh, you know what we should do? We should do Brenner. I'll make breakfast for dinner and you can make honey to go on the biscuits.
Okay. And I will make honey
Not
in
yet.
my alchemy
Okay.
jug. Oh, I thought. No, Arkira thinks you thought to make
Yeah.
honey.
Yep.
That's- honey. Wait, what?
How long does the honey last?
Oh, I do one thing a day.
Oh, okay. So the honey will keep until we use it, though, right?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't think
mean,
that-
I
it
thought
really-
honey was one of those kind of things that doesn't go bad.
Oh, yes. I meant because of the way the item works.
Oh,
It'll
no.
keep the honey until we use it.
Yeah, or until the end of the day, I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
I mean,
work.
it's a gallon of honey. Do we think we can get through an entire gallon of honey?
I
No,
don't know. I really like honey.
absolutely not. We can't get through a gallon of honey.
Well,
One time I got stuck in a situation where I was in a place where I shouldn't have been. I was naked. She was naked. He was also naked. And the fact of the matter was, I realized that I had to eat a whole bunch of honey to get out. After 30 minutes of just trying to eat this honey, I got 1/4 through a jar.
it is pretty sticky. Yeah.
It's
Well-
not that it's sticky. It is a lot.
Wait,
I
were
get through
you
that.
were you in an adult way?
Was I in an adult way?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
do
she
you
means
mean?
she means naked.
Seisha, watch out, Rust Monster.
That's not funny. Not funny.
Oh, we're moving.
Anyway, a long story short, we just moved the honey.
I think Seisha was just asking the nature of the nude.
Oh yeah, it was an adult thing. Yeah.
Oh!
Nice.
Congratulations.
It was kind of impromptu. Thank you.
Impromptu.
Congrats.
Yeah.
As you enter into the woods, the light of the late afternoon now quickly fades to the last dim embers of twilight. Almost within a few feet, the dense, shimmering trees that seem touched by magic sway with a perpetual light wind that cuts through the lush, vibrant maze. Small pockets of crystal clear springs and ponds, and glades of vibrant, unidentifiable wildflowers filled around tall grass. As you wander further in, you hear what sounds like stilted laughter carried across the winds. It is not sinister or haunting or deep like the one you heard before entering, as it is noticeably not true laughter. It's something that might give the hollow its name.
For Seisha, Orkira, Vinley, and Voss, you four notice something else in the woods. Every so often, you notice humanoid tree spirits just at the edge of your vision. When you go to look further, they seem to only fade into the brush and bark. They look to be shades of earth and greenery in the passing glances you see. But for Orkira and Seisha, you can feel their presence the entire time you are in these woods. And as you keep your eyes peeled for these woodland creatures, you hear a grunting roar softly roll off the tongue of a large creature. As you turn around, you see a large brown bear drinking from a shimmering pond.
This place is really cool.
Guys, look. Back over there.
What is it?
It's a bear.
Harold, hiding behind her now, leans around her shoulder. A real bear?
Yeah. Look.
No!
Drinking. Look at him.
Fuck that! Are you kidding me? What are we doing here? We gotta go.
We
And-
will.
And Harold, this is about the size of the polar bear you ran into in the city, but it has this massive hump on the back of its shoulders, this wide, almost boxy head, these jowls and lips that just seem loose as water just runs down. And
Oh,
begins to
fuck that.
Sniff the air.
No, Harold, remember, with wildlife like this, you just back away, and most of the time it's fine.
So why aren't we backing away and making it fine? Look at the size of that thing.
And it
Do you
slowly
hear any? Oh,
it slowly looks in your direction as it smells something sweet in the air.
Yep.
And like clean Harold.
Oh,
What is
yes.
it doing? It looks like it looks like it
Smells honey.
Hey,
I
do
clean
bears
Harold.
understand? I remember the polar bear didn't understand. Hey, we're cool, right? Be chill, bear.
You clean Harold, Vinley?
Yeah.
Everybody knows that polar bears are the nicest bears.
No.
I literally met a polar bear and survived. This polar bear, or this whatever bear, it's a forest bear.
Harold, this is
Forest
a
bears-
grizzly bear.
Listen to that name. Are you kidding me? What are we doing around here? It's literally named
Harold, you're going to attract its attention.
Oh, it's already
Then we can
looking
talk
at
it
us.
down.
No, it's sniffing the air.
Fuck that.
Come on, keep walking.
Okay, geez. Wow, look at the size. Fuck that.
wait, does V hear any of this, or is she just like super not paying attention?
I would imagine she hears all the talking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. V pipes in and goes, "It's true. Polar bears are known for hanging out with those wobble bird guys and drinking fizzy drinks."
Penguins, no.
Penguins?
Those are children's stories.
No, penguins are real.
No, the drinking.
Penguins. Oh my god, I couldn't remember the word. Thank you.
Wobbly
yes,
birds?
penguins are definitely real, and they
You
really
called
like
them
No, I
wobble
know
birds?
they're real.
wobble birds.
Them hanging out. Polar bears eat penguins.
No, they hang out and drink fizzy drinks.
No, they don't.
They're friends. They're
Life.
friends.
Listen, they either work for the circus or they drink the fizzy drinks. That's all I know. That's what we see in
Sometimes-
Waterdeep.
Sometimes they volunteer at the circus, like a side
Yeah.
job.
Oh, city folk.
Some
Yeah.
of my sister's closest friends were bears. Anyway, let's keep moving.
Bad.
Yeah. Penelope can turn into a bear.
I bet she's an adorable bear.
Yeah,
Probably a
both
lot more
adorable and
adorable than
deadly.
that thing. Fuck that.
I don't know. I thought that was adorable. And we're walking and talking. as
Yeah,
we-
yeah.
Could I know this is probably against my better judgment, but I want a flower.
Okay.
I was wondering if you were going to get one.
Yeah.
Volunteer. like,
And
like the bear signs up at a job board.
And as I pick it, I kind of give like a sideways glance towards the trees where I saw those moving shapes. And in Sylvan, I say, "Thank you for this gift."
As she pauses to do that, Seisha's going to just kind of quietly look around and say,
"We appreciate you letting us pass through your forest. We're just moving through, and we're not intending to do any harm here. Thank you."
As you go up to pick this flower, it almost has the way that the folds of these petals move or are held in its bloom state look like the dress and form of a dancer. And as you pluck it, it does like a flourish. And then, as if a hand were to hit its head, it falls and wilts.
She looks around like, did anyone else just see that?
Did anyone else see that?
Did we?
You watching Vinley pick this flower?
Yeah.
Harold doesn't.
Harold's looking
Orkira's
around
head-
for the next prank.
All of this is wonderful and lovely, but Orkira's head is still completely on a swivel as she is listening, smelling, watching for things to go bad.
Station, you would see it. As Orkira, you like clock it out of the corner of your eye, but your attention is more elsewhere.
Yeah, you just see Vinley pluck a flower. You don't see anything noticeably different, but Seisha, you do.
That was beautiful and terrible.
I think this flower was a creature and I just killed it.
Well,
Anyway.
Leave the rest there then.
No. I like it.
No, I'm saying leave the rest there. Don't pick anymore.
Oh, I thought you said put it to rest there, and I was like, that's not going to happen. She puts it in her bag.
And just make me a note next to that flower. You can call this Wilting Dancer.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
I have two quick questions about this wood. I'm assuming the canopy is thick enough that flying overhead would probably not be useful.
The canopy of these trees, as well as the mountains that lord over this valley, are the reasons why this place is in perpetual twilight.
Okay. And then she doesn't do this very often, but Orkira's not wearing any boots, obviously. How does the ground feel? Like, is it mossy? Is it rocky? Does it feel weird at all because of the twilight?
It is mossy with rocky bits in it because you are at the base of a small mountain. So you definitely feel those bits of rocks jutting up, but it is very spongy, mossy.
Okay.
But it's not unpleasant. It is actually it feels pleasant and soft to the bottoms of your feet. It's probably some of the most comfortable earth you've stepped upon on this journey.
Okay. Since she's going to have to walk her along with everybody, she's going to be thinking a little bit more about where she's walking and also like how the ground feels and almost like using the ground to kind of gauge if anything is coming. Because once again, she's enjoying this and it's beautiful, but she's also very aware that beautiful things go bad very quickly. So she's just every alert, every sense is on alert.
Okay. You kind of see just off in the distance, you can see deer, a massive 15-point buck with a doe and two fawn kind of moving through. And there are lights dancing just throughout the trees.
Little globules that seem to kind of almost pulse and drift in this area.
Do they look like will-o-wisps?
I mean, will-o-wisps look like
Stories?
dancing lights.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
You can make
okay.
an Arcana.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, but it's
23.
I mean, it definitely has that same feeling that Will-O-Wisp gets. You're not really sure, but you probably know that Will-O-Wisps are undead, and they're not.
I forgot they're
floating
undead in D&D
in
lore.
yes, they're not floating in a means to draw you to them. They're just kind of just floating throughout the forest. Look more like with dancing lights than anything else.
Okay.
This place is beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. I get it now.
Get what?
The idea of preserving nature. Something like this should remain untouched. It's incredible.
Also, stuff like this is a reminder that journeys are not always bad.
Yeah. What do you think, V?
She's, staring at everything, totally not even listening to you guys, and was just like, what? Oh, yeah. It's unbelievable.
And as V says this, you watch as an arrow slams into the side of the deer, of the massive buck, and you watch as another one slams into the doe. The fawn take off running as this feathered tipped arrow of this almost finely carved white wood arrow kind of sinks, and you watch as the deer kind of bucks for a second and then falls to the ground.
Oh.
I get down low, stealth position, automatically draw a weapon, and wait to see who that's coming from.
I look to see where the arrow is possibly coming from.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a perception check, V. And I saw Orkira shake her head as well.
Yep. I think.
You said for perception?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I think
Stacia's too
Vinley-
busy being horrified.
Okay, that's a 14.
I think Vinley being where she's from and spending a lot of more time with Fala and hearing what her friends just said, I think her first instinct is to rush towards the buck.
Okay. You're running towards the buck. That's fine. What did you get, V?
Oh, I got a 14.
14. And what did you get, Orkira?
19.
19. Going off of Voss's old perception and Stacia's passive, Harold, the deer falls out of your eye range, and you're still head on a swivel, worried about that bear possibly sneaking up on you. And you hear movement in the trees. That is all you get, V, as you now notice that presence that Orkira and Stacia and Voss and Vinley were feeling. And as you look, you only catch the faintest glimpses of these woodland humanoid creatures that seem to glide through this woodland area, but always just out of your vision. And Orkira and Stacia, you notice 3 of them drop right around where the deers disappeared into the brush.
Stacia goes rushing towards one of them.
And Vinley, you're there first, as what drops down in front of you is this lithe humanoid figure with a wood mask carved that goes up into branches, leaves, and antlers, a bunch of like necklaces wrap around their neck and hang, hiding a lot of their form, but they're not fully clothed. And a lot of things that are tied to them and stuff like that, it seems like moss and shrubbery, almost like the goblins were doing, but in a more eloquent way, a way that truly blends them into the woods. The skin that you see is earthen and dark, and you can see a couple of where they took clay and made these markings that wrap around their skin in a very nouveau style, very like swirling figure forms and stuff like that. And your passive perception is higher now, right?
Yeah, it's 18.
18. With that, their wild hair adorned with feathers and wooden beadwork and stuff like that. You see long, sharp-tipped ears peeking out from behind the mask as two of them stand, with one with a bow and one with a spear pointed in your direction, as the other seems to be. And Seisha, you notice this as you walk up, praying over this creature, and the arrows knocked into the bows and held in the quivers are white.
I circle around slowly.
Okay. Yep. And your stealth was
21.
I think Vinley is going to look at them and say, sport or survival in Sylvan.
And in very eloquent Elvish, understanding your words, and kind of cocks their head as you speak to them in Sylvan. Begins in Elvish, but then goes into Sylvan. We hunt in our wood, our hollow. What brings your presence?
I would like to remind everyone that V speaks Elvish, so
Okay.
she understands half of that.
Okay.
Knowledge of the ages, channel divinity, I speak Sylvan.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it speak or understand?
It gives me the skill, so I speak
Okay,
and
yep, okay.
understand.
Yep, got it.
And the other one, the one with the spear, is the one that talked to you. The one with the bow kind of has it kind of at the ready, kind of ready to draw at any moment, kind of just at the ready, waiting to see what the two of you do. Kind of goes in Elvish. You hear kind of, "What brings you to our forest, Tel Kasir?" And Vinley, you know the word Tel Kasir is the Elvish word for high elf.
We are simply passing through, and we wanted to make sure that these animals weren't just being killed flippantly. And she does a greeting from her home, which is like less Elvish, more naturalist Elvish,
Okay.
as kind of like nature sees nature. And she bows.
They recognize your formalities, but do not seem to have the same. There's something a little different about these elves.
And you watch as Harold, your head's on a swivel. You watch as that bear is now moving up behind them.
Behind the elves?
Mm-hmm. It passes right next to where you're hiding, boss. It doesn't seem to notice you, though.
Awesome.
And okay, continue.
I'll point at the bear and be like, got a grizzle bear coming up behind you there.
And as it goes to stand on two massive, and as it takes a step, you watch as its form begins to shrink and shift and change. As every step it takes, it gets smaller and less bear-like and more humanoid-like. As it shifts into this, again, dark elven-skinned man with many various markings across the bare torso. You see the skull of a bear rest on the head like a helmet with feathers coming off the ends. This quarterstaff of knotted wood and feathers kind of twirls up as it leans on. This wild braided hair kind of falls with many trinkets and feathers into it.
Poor Kira gives Harold like a tiny little elbow, like
Go ahead and give me a nature check with advantage, Vinley.
In Elven? What will become of the fawn?
We have thanked its spirit for providing substance for our tribe.
No, the fawn, the baby.
Oh, the fawn.
They will grow, and the forest will watch them. They are old enough that they do not need the tit of their mom anymore.
The elf looks to you, Vinley, and goes, "Forgive me, the word for fawn and doe is similar in Elven, but different in Sylvan." As you were speaking in Elven.
I got an 18.
18? Okay. You recognize these. You've never met one of these elves. They are known as Saitel Kessir in Elvish, also known as Grugach. But they are wild elves or green elves.
Probably the closest tied to the Eladrin.
Yeah, I think anyone with a decent enough passive insight sees that Vinley's very uncomfortable. And she's solely posturing at this point.
And you watch as the man who from the bear turned into the man walks over and kneels down and kind of closes the doe's eyes as you can see like it gasping for air just a bit as he will kind of lean down and you watch as vines begin to grow up out of the ground with thorns as it wraps around the neck, and he just squeezes and you watch as it snaps the neck, and you can just kind of see him kind of just close the eyes and stop the suffering of the creature as he casts Thornwhip.
I've seen that move before.
Do you come to hunt our wood?
No, we wouldn't think of doing such a thing. We have our own ways of producing food. We merely are just passing through.
You see the bear-skulled, the druid, just kind of nod. And kind of look towards the direction you're going.
Is there anything we should be wary of here? Besides obvious predators?
You do not come to hunt in our wood. You shall not fear us.
Thank you.
Do you work with the tree cutters?
No.
The stone breakers?
Oh, the miners. No.
Our clan had treaty with miners, the bearded. We do not speak of them.
She contemplates saying, "Oh yeah, yeah."
We speak of the gremlins.
Green? Small green, sharp tooth, yellow-eyed.
Green and tan, yes.
Do I get the sense that they're describing goblins or something else?
Possibly goblins.
Okay.
We do not work with anyone. We're our own group.
Kind of just passing through, trying to avoid the bears.
We actually dispatched a group of stone breakers on our way in.
Where do you hail?
We're from Waterdeep. It's a large city to the northwest of here.
And you see the elves kind of look at each other knowingly.
We know of this. Our Melindrak is there. King of our woods.
Melindrak is a name.
Have we ever heard that name before?
No, you have not.
Okay.
What is Melindrak? Who is Melindrak?
He's our king.
Oh.
We can say hi next time we're there.
I don't know if it makes a difference, but and so she pulls out the symbol that she was given for after her. I can't remember his name. What?
Emerald Enclave.
Yeah, the Emerald Enclave, but I can't remember his name that he gave her.
Yeah. But as you pull out this brass leaf with the image of a stag on it, you can see them look at it knowingly. You're part of the protectors of the wood.
I am hoping to be. I suppose you could say, an aspirant.
Cellarfin, by the way.
Cellarfin, thank you.
Here's a question. Has your tribe ever had relations with another tribe in this area? It goes by the name Veterok, and she looks at V.
They look towards the Goliath standing kind of awkwardly in the forest.
Hey.
We know not these Goliaths, but perhaps the High Forest elves.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the Mist Master?
And the woman looks back towards the man in the bear accoutrement.
He just shakes his head. And you watch as he stands and just points and then turns his back to you and starts to walk away. And you watch as the three around you, two of them bend down and scoop and pick up the deer and kind of stand with them on their shoulders.
Thank you for safe passage.
We heard your words. Keep to them.
Should we go? Let's go.
And you watch as you can still feel the presence of eyes on you, but you watch as these four with the elder gentleman with the bear skull walk to a large tree. You watch as he places his hand upon it and just drags it down, and as he does, you watch as the bark itself splits and begins to tear and open as an archway opens in the tree trunk itself.
He stands there and holds it open as the other three walk through.
Carrying the deer carcasses as they walk through, and you watch coming out of the brush a fifth, wearing more robe-like branches and leaves, and you can see a spell book in hand as it just looks in your direction, Vinley, and then goes through the archway. And as the last one goes, it kind of branches and roots growing over one another again as it closes behind them.
Well, I didn't understand anything that was being said, but it seemed to go well.
It did. They are giving us allowance to pass through their wood. As long as we don't hunt and do no harm.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah. Poor fawn. At least it'll be okay. Oh, the fawn, they said, should survive. It's old enough that it didn't need its mother anymore.
All right, well, I'm ready to go. Bear people. If it's not Penelope, then it becomes scary.
You just gotta meet him first, you know? If you never met Penelope and then you just met her when she was a bear, she'd be scary too.
Yeah, because bears are terrifying.
Yeah.
I hope I get to meet your Penelope someday.
Me too. Yeah.
That's
And
good.
as-
You of us.
I was gonna say, as we're
Yes.
all turning to leave, Orkira is gonna avoid trying to look where Voss is because she's trying to learn to
I
not
will
give his
just
stealth away.
slide back in and just pretend like none of this happened. Pretend like I wasn't 2 steps away from slitting their throats, and we'll just move in like nothing happened.
Vinley's now on her guard, and she'll be making active perception checks specifically for elves.
Okay.
Say's just chill. She's having a good day.
What's your active perception, Vinley?
Um,
Can I
I'll
help
have-
her?
Sure.
okay, good.
Because I was gonna say Orkira's probably somewhere in between the two, and where she's still on her guard, but it feels good to know the keepers of the woods are okay with us going through. So I'll help Vinley.
18.
18? I will say those that are keeping an eye out, that presence of just constantly something around you fades away. And not fades away, is gone at the moment.
That unnerves her even more.
Yeah.
All right. And as you continue on, for most of you, the hours fade away as time seems stuck in perpetual evening. However, Seisha, you know that you've been traversing these woods for a few hours now, and it's getting late, nearly 11 o'clock, despite the evening glow of the woods.
About an hour until 11, yeah.
But that's when you hear the thunderous boom of something crashing to the ground as the earth shakes around you. And once again, you hear the chittering sounds of goblins. Before you see two massive, fleshy, grotesque, large, 10-foot-tall forms covered in banded wood and rusted iron, held together with old leather that clings to the muscled body. Resting on the shoulders looks to be a small fort or merchant kiosk. Shrouded in shredded leathers, and riding atop each, you see two familiar goblins from when you held auditions for entertainers at Troll Skull Manor.
Reek and
Grubbo.
Grubbo. Grubbo! Reek!
Then I was gonna tell you.
Wait.
Who the hell? Whoa! It's you guys!
Hey, whoa, hey.
Hey!
You guys,
a long way from. Oh, you know what? They're here because they're here to give us the job.
Now, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
We are sorry. We regretfully inform you that we are re-employed. We got a new job. We foremans.
Oh,
You're
Foreman.
what?
Oh man.
Foreman,
We
we
came all this way
construction
just
foreman.
to tell you too.
And so
Wait,
we're
foreman
not in
for
the
what?
music business anymore.
Foreman
Oh,
for what?
Too many people are talking at the same time.
Yeah, what'd you say, Harold?
You're not in the music business anymore.
He is. I'm not.
Oh, yeah. You want
Thank-
what? You want to have a bard off? You want to have a bard? You can't outbard me. You can't. You can't be done.
What are you?
I'm too scared.
What are you foreman for?
We're building we're building the thing. You know what? Can we have you guys test something for us?
Yes.
Cause you know we commissioned some kobolds to do some work for us. Terrible. They had these awful ideas, like a stick comes flying out of a wall with a scorpion attached to it.
Yeah, we're trying to design traps.
Okay.
Want us to test your traps?
Although those kobolds, that scorpion tail, the stick thing, not good. But I did love that wasp nest trebuchet. But who's gonna reload it?
Yeah, it's one and done forever.
Yeah, that's it. So,
Yeah,
anyways, do you have
he
any
knows.
traps ideas or ones that we can quote unquote borrow?
Yeah, don't worry about payment. The amount of exposure you're gonna get from these traps will bring lots of business.
Yeah, we'll carve your name into the stone. Trap designed by whoever you are.
I don't want to be exposed to a trap.
Yeah, no, it's exposure. We pay you in it. Anyways, sometimes within the next couple 100 years, you'll have everybody knocking at your door at your taverns, buying your drinks. It'll be great. But the trap has to be mechanicals because we ain't got no wiggly finger types. Except for the boss, but he's out gathering some extra help.
Yeah, look at these hands.
Your boss wouldn't happen to sound a bit like this, would he?
I think you see them kind of like look around.
You know him? You seen him? Now let me know, cause he's out getting some extra manual labor.
Yeah, ogres can only do so much.
Yeah, that's right. So we need the manual labor.
Whoa. And or woman, you'll labor. We don't discriminate.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's true. When do you think old Bone Brain will be back? I love this insult. It's really motivated the goblin workforce. Speaking of...
Yeah, get back to work, you green-skinned dirt eaters!
Yeah, you Nilbog worshipping ninnies. If I catch you taking another break, we'll launch you off the howdah. And he kind of points to the ogre that they're riding. They each are on a massive ogre with this fort on.
Look.
As they're looking down at you guys.
Look. Your boss actually hired us too. And he wants us to inspect the work. And let me say, the work here has been fantastic. Everything you guys are doing, 10 out of 10. The next thing the boss wants to make sure is that we have no problems passing through the area any way forward, because he wants to know as quickly as possible we can get back to him. All right, he's a very busy skeleton.
Hold that thought. You watch as Grobo reaches in and pulls out what appears to be one of those like sprayers with the big thing on it, and it's got the little pump, and he's like, psh, 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 and he sprays this gas, and then you kind of see as this pixie appears out of nowhere and drops to the floor of his massive thing. He kicks it off the thing as it falls to the ground. God damn mosquitoes! They're terrible this time of year.
Yeah, they're biting me all over. Anyways, so
Can I pick up the pixie and do a medicine check on it?
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does it bite Rhea? Does it bite Vinley immediately as soon as it's
18?
It is. Hold on. Give me just 2 seconds. Let me pull up the stats of a pixie.
And then as this is happening, you see another goblin just rushing up, the makeshift armor of this howdah ogre, and runs up and tugs on Reek's. Yeah. What do you want? He whispers something in his large ears as you're looking at Reek, because Orkira doesn't know. This goblin looks where all the other goblins have those long, crooked nose. This goblin looks like his was severed at some point. And from the nasal cavity hangs a rusted, gold-plated ring. His ears are gnarled and filled with other rings that are trying to hide the cauliflower ear that he has. He wears a leather cap with this nasty, like, gnarled mohawk that runs down into a rat tail mullet. And he smiles with this just yellow, rotten tooth grin as he looks down and listens. Goes, huh? Yeah. These guys? No, not these guys. Really? Holy shit. They killed that guy? Yeah, fuck that guy. Tried to be his yeah, okay, all right. So anyways, something about a big giant head, a smoke demon, and killing, Gerald.
Yeah, you heard right.
Listen, your boss was a necromancer, and he was not a good guy.
You're too smart for me. You caught me.
He was a terrible necromancer.
Oh wait.
No style.
I liked
Wait! You killed our boss?
Yes.
How the hell are we gonna get paid now?
I put the crown on.
You know, we've done so much work already.
I don't.
All right. Don't tell the rest of the goblins. As like he looks around and they're all kind of like doing work.
And the one that's like on the back of the like where Reek is, that the only one that's really in range. You watch as Grubbo just pulls this weird long like cylinder weapon and just decapitates with a shot this other goblin. Yeah, don't tell any of the other goblins.
Whoa, you almost hit me. But
I
you know
didn't.
what? We had to make that guy keep his lips shut. So, anyways, you were saying you're gonna do some trap inspection for us, right?
Okay. I have a couple things.
Yeah. Then we're gonna go back to the pixie thing.
Yeah, first the pixie thing, and then I've also put on the crown of Kelimdar, whatever his name is.
Keldor Halfgar.
Yeah, Kelimbar.
That's a little bit closer to another name.
Yeah. Well, considering that one of these goblins just got his head blown off.
What'd you
that's
get on
kind
your
of
medicine
appropriate.
check?
18.
Yeah, it's dead. It had pixies have 1 hit point.
Oh, I'm pissed.
Vinley?
So you're just gonna let us walk through, right?
Yeah. You walk through, you let us know where we need some improvements.
Sure. No.
I mean, but are we doing that now?
I mean, not really. Wait, he's dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this crown. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
I don't remember your name.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to. You can call me boss from now on. I have the crown. I'm in charge. Understood.
All right, that'll be 100,000 gold.
No.
Yeah.
I'm the boss. I make
Nah,
the
that's
rules.
not how it works.
Maybe.
Why would I be
these
paying
guys.
you? I haven't seen the work you do. Why would I pay you?
Are we still in the fancy woods with the?
Yeah.
Okay. I just stare at Finley like.
Where's your setup?
Why don't we just go and
Right.
check it out?
That's what I'm
we were
asking
just gonna
for.
go. We were done here. We're not getting paid.
I mean, well, we could continue finishing our underground fortress.
Oh yeah, we could have an underground fortress. You know, they say that there was a dwarven kingdom here someplace, and
Yeah, I mean, we ain't gonna lie. That crown you wearing, it don't mean shit, cause he's not who we fear. It's his boss.
Shadow King.
Yeah, some warlock king or something.
Yeah.
You know the Shadow King.
Know all about
we
him.
go way
I'm
back.
good friends with one of his friends.
I need you to make a deception check.
Yeah.
While this is happening, can I just gently reach over and cast Spare the Dying on the pixie?
Sure, it's dead.
Oh, it was almost a
it's
19.
Dead. Oh.
Yeah.
It's a 4.
You almost had me there. Yeah, real good friends, I'm sure. You know what? I'm real good friends with what's a god's name?
Just don't.
Shar. Yeah, I'm real good friends with Shar. We're best friends. We totally go to the Dawning Temple together all the time.
Great news.
Temple of the Shadows.
Look, you're not getting paid,
Oh shit.
and you're not getting paid, and we haven't blown you up. Can we just go?
I mean, I haven't blown you up either.
I know. I'm just saying. Nobody's blown anybody up. We're
You know
doing
there was a
pretty
King
good.
of Shadows here once.
There's a great construct created long ago out of the soul of somebody.
That's all speculation.
Yeah, but
No,
Dude,
go,
yeah.
go
Well,
on.
if we're all
I'm
just gonna part ways, let's just part ways.
No,
I'm doing parting ways.
Hey,
Yeah.
I don't suppose you guys have a heavy crossbow string, do you?
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, I got one of those. You need one?
Yeah, it'll be
Yeah.
10 gold.
10?
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll pay him 10 gold for it.
And you'll watch as Grubbo will reach in and kind of kneel down and pull up and toss you a string.
I'll pay him 10 gold.
Is it a heavy crossbow string?
It is a heavy crossbow
Yeah.
string.
You watch
You
as he
got
like
paid
pulls
10
his
gold.
pulls his boot up. He was using it as shoestring.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks. They're good doing business with you.
Yeah.
Hey, knucklehead! And knocks the ogre on its head. Pinch that real delicately so the lady can string it real easy like. Yeah, that's good.
Aw, thank you. Then I'll restring my crossbow. Yay!
See, we good. We
10 gold for a
we
crossbow
open. See,
string.
all right.
right.
Don't pay attention to any of that. It's already greased too, so don't you worry about it.
Oh, thank you.
Why don't we just go this way and you guys go any other way?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, maybe we'll see you again sometime.
Maybe we will. It'll be
That
long.
would be
I have a
lovely.
painful feeling that is an inevitability for some reason.
Bye,
All right,
guys.
buddy, let's go. And you watch as he actually reaches in and pulls out a fishing pole, puts like a T-bone steak on it, and then you watch as the ogre, and he's like, there we go, buddy. Here we go. We moving now.
The real punishment is they have to be themselves the rest of their lives.
As they're like walking away, like getting farther away, I'm gonna cast Sending
Okay.
to the dark-skinned elf that was a bear,
Okay.
and let them know that we just encountered stone breakers heading in
What?
this direction.
Okay.
Are you saying this out loud?
No.
Oh, I thought you were saying out loud, and he's like, "Yeah."
No, she's casting something.
I saw them too.
Yeah.
Your name's Enrique Grubbo.
Should be heading to their camp. Might be interesting to follow and ambush.
Ambush is one word.
Yeah.
She
And
could
then
be
I'm gonna
saying
just-
she was a bush.
Robert Edwin Bush sometimes says ambush.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. You
And
get
as you
honey and
part
feathered
ways-
again.
As you part ways, they're headed north, closer towards the mountains.
Okay.
Yep. As you break away and continue on, it is late.
Very late.
Just so you know, you've been
We should
traveling
make
for some
camp.
time.
It is getting real late.
Yeah, it's been a long, strange day.
It's almost tomorrow.
It's been a long, strange, very long day.
Let's make it a much less strange, simple camping night.
I'll get dinner started.
Do I see a suitable place to camp that Vinley could activate Tiny Hut?
Oh yes, there are many
Glades. You can even find one near a stream.
Oh yeah, that looks good. Well, I'm
Yeah,
assuming
it's
we're not
kinda-
gonna want a fire tonight, right?
Yeah.
Because you know,
Right.
woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stream that breaks off from the river itself, as you guys are still following the Delimbyr River.
Harold.
We have a wealthy dinner of prime rib.
Ooh.
More so Ethan now.
Yeah.
Mundane broken blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
But by now I've probably thrown it away a long time ago.
Okay.
Actually, you
that's
know
fine.
what? It never hurts to have an extra dagger. He's got it.
Cool. Yeah. So you have a dagger, but it is a broken bladed short sword.
Cool.
Everybody enjoys.
I'll set up bear traps.
Oh,
Yeah, we got those.
Remind me, Vinley, have you ever actually used Tiny Hut before? Or is this going to be the first time?
I have.
Okay.
I've casted it while we were traveling with the caravan.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I couldn't remember. I'm like, it's been so long. Daggerford just I can't think about anything past that.
It seemed to be eons.
And you find a nice spot in the glade, surrounded by wildflowers and high grass that reaches up to your knees. You hear the trickling stream nearby. And there's that faint, stilted laughter that echoes through the woods as the breeze rolls by. What are you all doing for the night?
Questions.
Yeah,
setting
or
up
Kira
bear
and
trap.
Seisha just have a moment where we look at each other like, your god, my god, your stone, my god.
well,
Okay, yeah, sure.
Your god, my stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, boss, what
boss.
were you saying?
Setting up bear traps.
How fitting.
We now know there's a bear in the area with which we can trap.
It's a bear man.
Yeah.
I will ask though, do you really want to trap that bear?
We have seen so many varied things in this forest. I think it would be best to keep a firm and tight camp.
Oh, that I totally agree with. I'll still volunteer for watches and stuff. I just didn't know if you really wanted to go after that bear. But I think that bear probably can avoid your traps.
We'll see. It didn't seem to notice me the first time.
I hope you just catch a normal bear.
With luck, we catch nothing because nothing attacks us.
Yeah, we don't want to catch a bear. You kidding me? What are we gonna do with a bear?
No, I just meant like as opposed to the special bear.
No bears.
I set
I-
traps.
I agree. No bears.
Bears
No
look like
bears.
they should be friendly, but they're not. A bear can't be trusted.
What about Gentle Bob?
Gentle Bob was a murderer. Gentle Bob's run around wearing little Billy's hat. People ask him where Billy is, and he's like, I haven't seen him.
But Gentle Bob was the gentlest of bears.
Yeah, on stage, but I bet behind the scenes he was like that alligator in the swamp, bloodthirsty, living in the mud underneath the water, waiting for things to come near it, like all bears do. They seem to love the water.
Bears do love water.
They live in the water, right? Like they live underwater.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
why they're always
kinda-
so close to the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
They like eat fish and stuff out of it too.
Who's taking watches?
I'll take a watch.
All right.
I will also take a watch.
They're like bears are like penguins. They're like half in the water, half on land. That's why they fish for fish there.
bears and penguins do not hang out together.
Oh my god. I have there's so many drawings and artwork. You're gonna feel so silly when I prove you wrong.
Oh, okay.
Okay, before we get into watches, because that's when people are sleeping, what questions are we going
Oh,
over?
right.
That was gonna be my question. Sorry, no, I was talking to the person in my head. So what questions do we think we want to try to ask the Phoenix? Because I know, and she'll kind of abashedly look at V. I want to make sure I don't ask questions that are confusing and make you more upset.
I'm good on the questions. I think
Okay.
I'd rather just not. No,
No, I understand.
Sorry. It's nothing against you or your god. I just don't like starting off confused and then becoming more confused.
No, I understand. Are there any other questions then we want to ask? Or
Yes or no ones.
Yeah.
I mean, if no one has any questions, we can settle this bear debate.
I have a question for the stone.
Oh, you mean you want me to ask about penguins and bears to the Phoenix?
Only if no one else
Yes!
has questions.
Are penguins and bears friends?
I will cast commune. Sitting in the tiny hut, I light my hand on fire because I don't want to light anything else on fire because it's special wood. And so she sets her hand on fire and is going to talk with her god.
I really hope Devin is Googling this question.
I mean, it's a fantasy
they are
world.
Predators. They eat penguins.
It is a fantasy world. Whatever my god says is true.
Oh my god.
I believe they can befriend each other.
All right. So you asked, are polar bears and penguins friends?
She said bears.
So I am
Bears and
very.
penguins, right.
So the first thing Orkira says is hi. Very not serious questions right now. Are bears and penguins friends in general?
This is so silly.
I cannot believe we're using commune for this.
I have used it for less serious reasons.
Wow.
Mhm.
There is a moment where the fire in the fire pit flare, or in your hand flares, and then it just almost snuffs out. Where bears and penguins are not friends.
Sorry, they're not friends.
You get the sense
I
that
had to make a
bears
recount.
Maybe we need to specify the bear.
No, that seemed pretty definitive. Because I said generally. I mean, I'm sure that.
What if we said gentle Bob?
What if we said, can they
wasn't
be
a polar
friends?
bear.
It doesn't matter. Like it matters what color fur the bear has.
Polar
Is there anything
bears
Vinley
and
wants to ask the Phoenix?
No, I think she's very uncomfortable knowing everything she knows. She doesn't want more information.
Okay. There's 2 more questions for the Phoenix.
As there is debate about types of bears, Orkira is going to ask, "Are you okay?"
There's a moment of pause, and then it ignites and flames. And for Vinley, I would say even Voss. But Harold and Voss have the same passive perception, correct?
Maybe.
16.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So everybody but V. You notice in the flare, something catches your attention. Is it almost looked like a bird was in that little explosion of flame just for a second?
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, I don't really have a third question. It's kind of nice to not have anything pressing to ask about. You need anything from around here?
The fire will kind of up and down, kind of flicker, bright, dim, just unsure.
Okay. Well, if I see something that you want, I'll let you know. Thanks. And she'll snuff out her hand and go, it's kind of nice to just, something a little more fun. Usually it's all life and death stuff, so.
But in all of those questions, and while you're communing with your god, you feel warmth and companionship, knowing that you're not alone and they enjoy when you're happy.
And they know I feel the same. And then I'll look over at Seisha. All right, I'm ready with the heals. What are we doing?
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm
Okay.
trying to think of... I thought I sent you guys another question, and I'm not seeing it in here, so I'm going to go back and ask one of the old ones.
Okay.
I can... Hold on.
Yes, that is the question I wanted to ask. Okay. I believe the phrase I asked was,
Who is the Amber King?
And as you're sitting in this glade, looking out from the tiny hut, this beautiful area around you, and although you know that night has taken hold, there's still a weird twilight that exists in this area from the dancing lights probably overhead. You feel that presence of images and voice creep into your mind once again as you receive all this information at once, and you take 8 points of psychic damage.
An eon ago, a darkness came and stretched across the lands from the wastes of the east, from the lands of the Imaskari and Mulharandi, and infected the high forest. An entity that birthed unknown horrors and plagued the Imaskari by twisting their minds and bodies to become encased in milky amber resin as entities known as Kaorti. This widespread hunger and corruption gave it the name the Feasting Vast. However, those twisted by the darkness came to worship it as Zerguth, the Amber King.
Thank you.
Huh?
Huh. I just asked who the Amber King was. I wanted to know more about him.
Anything useful?
Nothing really specific. Venley, maybe you would recognize some of these names.
Perhaps. What are they?
I need the DMs to send them to me because I don't remember them.
Zerguth?
It was Zerguth, and can you send me the text so
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
ask Bentley about some of the names?
The Kosari? Is that what?
Kaorti.
Kaorti.
Kaorti are the creatures it makes, if I remember correctly. All right.
Oh, jeez.
Imaskari? Mulharandi? They infected the high forest. Those were the lands they came from. There were horrors that plagued the Imaskari. It turned them into entities known as Kaorti. Have you ever heard of the Feasting Vast?
History or Arcana?
You haven't.
Okay, no. It sounds very scary.
I guess it would be the common name, because it didn't break my brain when I heard it. Zerguth is the Amber King. Have I ever heard anything of a Zerguth?
Yes, I can't remember when, but that name has come up when researching elder evils and things like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Have I ever heard of the Kaorti?
You have not, because you have already rolled on it and got too low.
Oh, okay. Cool. See? I forget stuff.
Yes, the question of how to destroy the Harrow Dust is when you heard the name Zerguth.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah. It's a little bit of information going in that we didn't know. At least we know that we have a name for the things it turned people into.
And what we might turn into, perhaps.
We're not going to turn into that. We're good. We're going to come in, figure this stuff out, take care of business.
Absolutely.
V?
Yeah?
I'm just kind of worried about you.
Yeah, I'll be, okay. I think, I don't know, maybe just, I've been kind of hoping things come up to sort of postpone us from getting there, you know? But at the same time, that also just prolongs the anxiety, and I feel like I just won't really be here and not be so out of it maybe until we get there.
It's fair.
Keep getting stuck in my own thoughts, and I'm sorry for not being more,
How does it feel being outside the city?
weird, but nice, but weird, but scary, but nice, but
Seem to
fun.
be getting used to it.
Yeah, it feels natural in a way.
Harold's hat blooms out into a nightcap. Oh.
I just...
Oh boy.
There's not much to think about, I guess, other than what we might run into.
Your
And
family was from this area. Do you feel any kinship to it?
not the way I was hoping, I guess, but maybe I just need to know more about it. I don't know.
Maybe once we get into the area they lived.
That's what I'm hoping for. I'm also hoping, I don't know. You know, I kind of came out here knowing that they're all dead, but now knowing that they all might not be dead or some might not be, it just leaves a lot more questions. And
But they're good questions.
And we'll get
Yes.
answers to them.
I hope so. I hope I'm not left with more questions than when I came out with, because that's something I'm worried about.
Well, then we won't leave until we've answered all your questions.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Sometimes
Also-
Huh?
No, go ahead.
Sometimes I forget why you're all here.
Because we
Yeah.
love you.
I
Yeah.
know, and I appreciate it. Sometimes I feel kind of guilty about it, you know, like what if I don't find anything but questions?
Then we at least tried.
See?
We wouldn't be some years down the road asking what if. We'd know.
We're living your story.
Thanks. Running into Penelope really threw me off. I didn't anticipate meeting anybody who knew the Bedrocks, nonetheless knew my Gran directly. I'd only ever heard her be called Gran or Lo for so long, I almost forgot what her full name was. It was weird hearing it like that.
It must have been nice having confirmation of the beauty she brought into the world.
It
Yeah,
is.
It was obvious that the warden thought that your grandmother was awesome.
It also makes me really sad that she couldn't, you know, when she passed, she couldn't be where she thrived and surrounded by people she loved.
But you're bringing her there. She's with you.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I guess I've just been trying not to think about it too much.
Sorry.
This
It's
is the
okay.
place to think about it.
Yeah.
So
It's
she's gonna
harder
pop
than
off her.
I thought. Like the whole experience is just harder than I thought. I guess I kind of didn't, as shitty of a town it was, I kind of didn't want to leave Tigerford.
Oh, we were getting out of there.
I know.
Fuck that place, if I can quote Harold.
Any other situation, I would have wanted to leave faster than anybody else.
Seisha pops her armor off and goes and sits down next to V and just kind of leans on her and wraps an arm around her.
We're here with you.
Thank you. I really couldn't have done this without you guys. Like,
Happy to be
literally,
here.
I probably would have gotten lost already, so.
Well, now we can all get lost together.
I hope not. I'd feel even worse.
I'll take third watch so I can make everybody breakfast. After I wake you up, I'll make breakfast.
Thanks. Ugh, I'm so tired.
Yeah, my hat is about 30 feet long and growing, so we should probably go to sleep.
It's hat 30.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I hope.
Okay.
It is now.
Okay.
I hope.
And Orkira, you would know that when it gets about midnight, that hat instantly turns into a nightcap. Harold's head gets a lot heavier, and if he does not lay down it just grows and grows to get heavier as to try and pull him down to the earth and take a nap.
I think he's told me, but this might be the first time that she's seen it, so she's a little distracted. Like,
Okay. Well, yeah. Why don't I take first watch so that we don't make the hat upset?
The hat is upset. I promise you. The hat's there.
Well, why don't you lay down and go to sleep and make the hat happy?
Okay.
Oh, that was fast.
I hope Scruffy and Bob are doing well, doing okay.
Miss Biblio.
I'm sure that everyone's okay. We have Petunia and...
I hope Petunia's doing okay.
The what?
I asked Garielle to go check in on Biblio, but she didn't seem keen on it.
I think I'm gonna write something to Petunia.
Ask how they're doing.
Yeah.
How Scruffy and Bob are, and if Bob has done anything magical while I'm gone.
If you want any of us to deliver a message, we could.
We'll get there.
If you want anything explicit, I would go with either Orkira or Seisha, though.
Yeah.
I'll send a dirty sending.
No.
I'll send a
Lifts
dirty
his head.
sending.
No, I'm not sending any dirty sendings.
Oh.
You have incredible neck strength.
I just am very dedicated.
And unless there's anything else with watches set, the 3 watches go by fairly uneventfully.
Hold on. Boss, roll a D100.
oh dear.
I have bear traps.
Mm-hmm.
Make note of this.
I will.
Should... Oh, sorry.
Anyone.
Okay. You're good. You wake up, or
How many bears
the
did I
morning
catch?
comes as Seisha, you are cooking breakfast for everyone, either out of the bag of bounty or pulling ingredients out if you want to do it the old school way. And
as you're doing that, you see through the shimmering of the dome that keeps you encapsulated and protected, another doe hop around the glade, narrowly missing one of the bear traps.
Damn.
That girl.
Not this time. I'm not dying in a cutscene today.
but as you're cooking and everyone else is still sleeping,
Finley wakes up.
do you sleep at the first part? I thought you usually took the okay. So Seisha and Vinley, you're up, and both of your passive perceptions pick up movement just outside of your encampment. The ground itself begins to kind of move up and begin to kind of bubble over.
And then swirling up from the ground is this purple giant head. And you see Harold's face form from the ground, identical to the way that Harold would craft it. And you jolt your head over, and Harold's still passed out.
I start kicking him.
And
Stop kicking me. It's not my turn yet.
And then this boisterous laughter rolls over and wakes everybody from their slumber.
Lost! What? Huh?
And his mouth distends, and you see this ethereal sheep come like burrowing out.
That's dirty.
Filling the glade, and then pulling itself out of the mouth slowly. Is this massive grizzly bear, huge, larger than the other one.
This is a bad bit.
Stands up, and you yell that, and you hear the face go, "No, this is a grand bit, a great bit."
Well, wise man once did say there was no such thing as a bad bit.
And all of these sheep start filling the area. Nah, bah, bah. And you can see all of them are smeared with honey mustard and sriracha with the brand of the circle with the T.
But they're all
What are they
ethereal
doing?
purple.
Yeah, all ethereal purple.
Harold, if you wanted to wake us up,
It's
you
not
could've just,
me. It's not me. I wouldn't make the face purple. I wouldn't go that far. Well, okay, granted, I did do that the last couple of times.
But that's not, no? Huh?
No, this isn't me. Look, hold on. I will cast major image so that I have another Harold face rip up from the ground in front of the other one and be like, this bit is awesome.
You gotta
Your
pack
head is inferior to my head.
I disagree.
All praise the heads!
He will begin scatting. Like, sort of.
Oh my god.
And the other one starts beatboxing.
Is it
Harold's
a competition
like-
or are they doing it together?
Oh, give me a performance check.
Yeah, well, now it's a competition, now that you've asked. Ooh, terrible roll. 21.
It was a natural one, so it
was an
still
8.
fails.
An 8.
Hey, when you're good at something, you're good at something,
all
right?
I'm only good at something, and it's a 9.
Oh man, it is close. As this head is giving you a run for your money, but it comes in with a 20.
Oh, jeez. Harold is actually having a good time and has a bunch of sheep dancing to the music they're making, appearing in the 20-foot cube next to the head. They start climbing out of the ground, and now the sheep are dancing too.
This is
And
oddly enjoyable.
it's a strange dance number. Harold's
And
having a good time.
You see
This is worth
the
waking up.
head just starts laughing. And but Orkira and Seisha, I'll say Vinley too. The laughing sounds like it's coming from 2 different locations. The head is laughing, and there's also something laughing behind you. And as you look back, you see the glint of a tail, a copper tail, just disappear into the woods. And that's it. As the head then fades away.
A fuzzy, a scaly, a
Scaly.
Okay.
Fine.
My my head coming out of the ground will say, I am superior. And then his hair will just randomly grow extremely long. Woo! And then
Oh my god.
This is not how I
it's like an
expected.
Adult Swim cartoon.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
This is not how I expected to wake up this morning, but I kind of like it.
I'm here for it. Yeah, breakfast.
Orkira will spend an extra moment looking back towards where she saw this coppery tail, just kind of trying to see if she can catch any other glimpse, but won't say anything.
So Seisha attempted to cook breakfast.
Uh-oh.
Without using the bag of bounty.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Don't set the forest on fire.
That's an 8.
Yeah. There's that little bit of home you guys have been missing.
Is that
Seisha's
when they
cooking.
say grits, they don't really mean that it's
Chunky.
gritty. Like
Oh.
it shouldn't actually taste like
Am I supposed to cook them?
sandpaper. It should taste like
water.
not sandpaper.
Well, yeah, of course, Seisha wouldn't have cooked them because we're not supposed to start a fire in this place. But let me help, and I will burn everything.
Kira,
Yeah, hi.
can you make me some toast?
I mean, I can take that and turn it into very, very burnt toast.
Yeah.
Well, what if I hold it away?
I mean, I'll hold it still if you want to try to do a toasting, sure. And I will hold my fire as still as possible for people
Here, have some
to
tongs.
tongue
Yeah,
and toast.
so I get some bread, and we have bread. Can I
Yes.
get bread? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I get bread, and I just sort of lightly toast
It's hardtack bread, so it's not
over
really bread.
Orkira's fire. And that's what V has for
Is this goo? Is this just?
It's Eggs Benedict.
Who's Benedict?
Yeah? Where's the yolk?
The eggs
I think
been
the
where?
yolk-
Are they in there? What did you do to this poor egg? You should be in prison.
They've been where?
I took the eggs and I put them in the water.
The water?
Like the
Water?
egg, or like did you
No,
crack
the
the egg?
grit water. I put them in the grit water. And then
Why?
I tried to warm the water.
With?
The eggs?
I curled up around it.
We should get on the road.
Oh, V, you're really good at toasting. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah, I got. She's starting to get better. The first one burnt, but she got better with the more. Anyone want toast?
I'll take toast.
No,
We got a system now. This is great.
Is it okay?
Oh,
wait. What if we put one of the eggs on the bread and hold it over the fire?
Would you guys like me to make a breakfast with the bag?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Love of all the gods.
I was wondering if it was broken and I didn't ask.
With this,
Failed basic con save for eating all that food.
V, go ahead and make a dexterity check or an intelligence check with advantage, as Orkira is trying to help you, and you're trying to salvage something from what is happening.
Oh wait, I accidentally did saving through, not a check.
No,
Hold on.
yeah, just a basic check.
With advantage, okay. 15.
And you take the worst parts of this breakfast and turn it into something enjoyable. It's not the greatest because of what you started with, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Nothing's burnt, nothing's overcooked. It's a little bland, but it's nice and edible.
Hey, maybe I should start learning how to
Bag of
cook.
bounty. So it's an aristocratic breakfast.
And then Seisha starts pulling out like the finest, extravagant
Stuffed
food.
French toast.
Oh,
But like
love
it's
her.
stuffed French toast with Nutella, like in the toast was
Oh.
split.
Like 6 egg fluffy omelets. Like it is just.
Oh yeah.
I
But-
suppose I should stop trying to cook and just use the bag.
You keep
Well,
on
I
working
wouldn't
at the
s-
skill because you need to, but now you got the backup.
We got the backup. We got the bag up.
Look at this
Get the bag
lobster.
up.
It is a whole steamed lobster. How does it do that? How did it do that to you? I'm sorry.
Once
Sorry.
again, this poses the question:
Where
does
the
conjuring food steal it from someone else? If so, I'm very okay with it.
That's a question we could ask the Phoenix.
Well, but it has to be a yes or no. So it's mostly like, well, I guess, yeah.
Does
almo- I
conjured
feel
food
like-
get stolen from somewhere else?
I cast
feel
commune.
like
This is what this episode has turned into. Okay, you cast fire into your
Yep,
hand.
I've
commune with the
finished.
Phoenix.
Yep, I finished helping V, who has now salvaged the breakfast. I snuff the fire out and I go, teamwork, breakfast, high five. And then after we high five, I light my hand on fire again and I say, good morning, hi. When we conjure food, like when I cast create food and water, when Seisha like pulls things out of a bag or something, is that creating food and water, or is that creating food and water?
What?
I'm asking the Phoenix about. I realize I can't do an either or, so if I get a no on this, then I can ask about.
No, I know. It's just the wording was weird, but I get it now.
Yeah, I don't know. When I try to do stuff on the fly, I tend to mess it up. But fortunately, the Phoenix is kind of forgiving about grammar.
All 3 questions are just going to be the same question rephrased to see if we get a different answer.
I mean, maybe if the answer to the first one is yes, then we know that it creates instead of steals, right?
The
Yes,
answer is
DMs.
the fire starts to go bright and then dwindles out.
Okay, so that's a no. All right. When we do the magic to create food and water, or she does the bag thing,
We stealing food from somewhere?
And you watch as the flame flickers back up and then dwindles out and goes out.
Is it coming from a plane where the food exists in such a quantity that when it comes to us, it's not as though we're stealing it?
That question, what Harold just said.
Verbatim.
It ignites a little bit brighter and brighter as if it's going to say yes, and then it kind of dwindles and becomes unclear near the end.
So I'm close.
So there's a possibility, is what we're
Comes
saying.
from like a bread dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Like you get your lobster, you get your boiled lobster from the boiled lobster dimension. You get
From the bread dimension.
You get your escargot from the escargot dimension.
It's still technically stealing without being fully stealing, because if no one's really noticed, it's being taken.
Or it's not even being stolen, it's just there to specifically for it to be taken.
Yeah, I bet they have a lot of bread trees.
Back in the escargot dimension where there's just escargot everywhere. Whenever you need some, you just get some to escargot.
I actually have heard of a plane of existence where everyone is made out of different kinds of food. Some are vegetables, some are candy.
Are we eating people?
Whoa, no, what? No.
What? Wait.
Well, no, but I have been to the plane of ice cream and milkshakes, and that's kind of pretty neat. But we haven't ever
Very
summoned.
nice people. Very nice people.
I mean,
We're
we all
not
eat meat.
eating people. We're
And
eating
as the
lobster.
conversations of food etiquette and whether or not you are or are not eating people, you gather and break camp and continue on your way as we are going to push this story along and quit talking about food for 20 minutes. I love you
Push
all
the
to
story
death.
along whether you like it or not.
Amazing. But we're having this conversation. We're storyboarding the food conversation. Look at that. Here we go.
I'm okay
Pushing
with
it
that.
along.
Or Kira ends
Welcome
that
to
little bit.
D4, ladies and gentlemen.
If we're not crying, we're laughing. Orkira does end the commune saying, "Thank you. I think I have more questions now than anything, but I'll try to hold off on asking anything unless it's really important. But I do have more questions about food." And then we'll break camp and keep going.
All right. And you continue on throughout the afternoon. Okay. For about 4 hours before you actually see smoke in the distance. And you can see a moat and the signs of civilization as you come upon a
hamlet at first, and then you see these elevated plateaus that look man-made in the sense that they were stacked and gathered and flattened either from the hills that are around, and then moats dug around using the flow of the river water to fill it. And there are these two plateaus with stone and tree walls, like full trees that have been cut in half or put into a point, buried into the ground, that surround the walls of these plateaus. You can see peaks of houses just over the edges of these walls, smoke billowing out from both of them.
But what catches your eye as you approach is the outside of the walls is this smattering of burned down cottages. It looks to be old and not freshly burned down, but there are remnants and skeletal remains of buildings, not skeletons of people, but skeletons of structures, of these burned down actual cottages on the outskirts of this hamlet. And as you kind of approach from right on the Delimbyr River, you come to what appears to be a dock where you see various small ships of various makes and models. And it seems like there's a line of everyone kind of checking into this pop-up tent where you can see someone is actually like kind of checking in travelers as they are making their way into this small hamlet.
And what's strange, you see that this place is pretty busy. Like, and there's a line of people at this tent and Arkira and Seisha, as you were, flying over, and Seisha, you can look down the road through the burned cottages. Another tent that seems to have a line of people all kind of, lined up, and you see but as you go, you're approaching the docks, and you see a couple of fishermen kind of just, pulling in their catches, or pulling out for their catches of the day. Where are you guys going?
As we're getting close, I will not fly over, because I learned my lesson from the last hamlet that got freaked out by a dragon. So I will have landed long before.
Guess we better go.
Oh, get some food.
Sign
Got
in.
a couple hours. Yeah.
That's weird. This place is hopping. Must be some kind of something going on.
What? You haven't heard of Jarkuth?
Kill. Okay, that's it.
Bless you.
That was a legitimate sneeze.
Yeah.
That was a real life sneeze that you just did right now.
That's how I sneeze.
Calling a hard pause on the game, and I'm putting my foot down. Who gave you the right to sneeze that cute?
I'm gonna.
My grandmother has the same sneeze.
What the hell?
That was so cute.
I'm gonna head towards.
I quieted an entire theater with my sneeze. That's not fair.
I'm actually a princess.
Okay, so Harold,
Actually
you
a
approach
dragon?
The line,
the line?
and I will just hop in the back and look around, and be like, "This place is busy, isn't it?" To the guy in front of me.
Yeah, you're here for the games?
The games. What games are those?
The River Shining games.
I am here for those now.
Oh yes, competitors from all over.
I'll wave everybody over.
From the Delimbyr Vale, come over, and we all sorts of fun competitions and games and challenges and dancing and singing and revelry, and it's my favorite time of Elysius.
Well, it sounds like my favorite time of Elysius now too. Yeah, do we have time? V, you were saying you were looking for some distractions?
Yeah, sure, we got time. If it's up to me.
I think it's up to you.
Just one thing. Excuse us for a second.
And she's going to kind of pull the group off to the side.
One thing to consider when we're
Don't want to lose my spot in line.
considering distractions.
See my lions over there.
We are trying to get there before Ellerthak finds out we're gone.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So, yes, distractions. Yes, have fun.
But my spot in line.
We got to keep our eye on the prize.
I'm still.
Okay.
There's
Go
somebody
get back
already-
in line. Go get back in line, Harold.
Okay. And I'll get back and be like, "Oh, is that my spot? Thanks for saving it, man." And I don't.
Did someone say something about a prize? I hear the prize is a sword this year.
I heard it was a magic sword.
Oh.
Ooh, what kind of magic sword?
Only
I
one
come
way to know.
creepily
That's my
appearing.
And they look at you and go, "The magic kind?"
Not everybody has seen a magic sword like you, the mysterious elf, has.
Vinley, something catches your eye.
Oh no.
Walking in, like already checked in and walking into kind of around through the goads, where you can see like a bunch of cattle and such are that they kind of lead through the front gates. You see two elves wearing Evermethian robes. As they kind of walk, you see them. You see just the tail end of them with your passive as they walk into the town proper itself.
I think it's very much like those two people just said something. I rolled my eyes, and where my eyes landed were on the two elves, and she just freezes.
And then V,
Yes.
something catches your attention. Something you've been looking for a long time. Entering through the front gates, you finally see a massive form covered in tattoos. Enter with another group of individuals. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
My God! What the fuck?
All right. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight for this really fun episode. Full of lore
Bailey.
and pranks and all sorts of fun.
That pun.
What's going on?
Bailey in chat said, "Talk about a Goliath cliffhanger."
Yeah, that's why he's our
Bailey.
technical director.
And you booed all the previous puns we made? I don't think so, sir.
Speaking of Bailey, if you have not entered hashtag Eldritch or hashtag Beyond, please do so now, as he will be pulling those names soon. Please enter only once into the RockPunch ETL chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this fun little excursion through the Laughing Hollow.
I did. That was great.
It was fun.
Tonight has completed my heart in so many ways.
Aww.
I hope those wild elves just massacre those two goblins.
Oh yeah.
I know they're probably not gonna, but I wish the best to them in their hunt.
We'll find out.
Oh,
My
we'll
heart
see
is
what we'll
racing.
see next week what the River Shining games are about. If you so wish
To join, you
Yeah.
do not have to, but we'll see.
I mean, is there going to be food at this fair?
Yeah.
If
Then
there's
it-
food, we're getting delayed.
I mean, guess what's happening?
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, food has to happen.
Yeah.
All right, we have winners. Winner of the D&D Beyond Players Bundle is a Gray Dawn.
Oh,
Hey!
instead of a red one.
That's
Hey.
interesting.
And then the winner of the Eldritch Foundry miniature is. Yep.
Good luck with that. I'd choose my names, and that's why I go first.
Jessanello Pato.
Oh,
Yay!
it sounded right.
You said it with confidence,
of
which
that.
is sometimes half the battle.
Yeah.
But congratulations to all of you. Be on the lookout for your Twitch whispers, as I will reach out via that to give you your prizes. And as always, be excellent to each other.
May you always roll with advantage.
Good night, everybody.